I'm causing mayhem every motherfucking Monday from now on, and I want y'all to bring it. No, you got your man out there doing bigger and better things, okay? And I blame, Trey asked a good question. How did it get so bad? I blame y'all. Because y'all been sitting on the fucking sidelines, letting these women do this bullshit, not setting boundaries, not telling women no, fuck off. And that's why we do what you allow us to do. You are one I love to hate and hate to love, but at the end of the day, I love you, baby girl. Come on the panel, let's go, please. Let's go. You're going to be emotional, but you might go back limping. What's going on? What's going on to all my embracers at BMU Network? Black Man Unfiltered, how you doing? Y'all know it's Monday Night Mayhem, and we about to start some mayhem up in here. And if you guys can see what the tonight's title is These Hoes Ain't Loyal. And we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about why they ain't loyal. We're going to talk about how we can see why they're not loyal. And I just want to put it out there. This is not about the men tonight. So to my mods and to my engineers back there, if y'all see anybody bringing up, well, the men do this and the men do that, we already know that. Tonight, we putting women on spotlight. We putting hoes in the spotlight. Okay? We putting y'all out here tonight. Let me tell you something. I'm not perfect. I'm not a saint. Okay? I never said that. I'm still on my spiritual journey. I'm still working to be a better version of myself every day. But we can talk about the foolery that's going on. We can talk about why the foolery is going on. And we can talk about solutions to stop the foolery from going on. Because let me tell you something. This loyalty and this bullshit that's going on, it's not only affecting people's health, it's affecting people's emotional well-being. It is breaking people's spirits. It is breaking up people's homes. And for what? For what? For 5 minutes of passion? So just to get a nut? Then after that post-clarity orgasm, you're consumed with guilt. You're consumed with feeling like shit, feeling dirty. Because let me tell you something, most of us have been cheated on, and most of us have cheated as well. We're not all perfect. I'm not here to point fingers at nobody. I'm not here to judge nobody. Everybody knows what the hell they got done. Some people have skeletons in their closets. Some people have cemeteries. You know what I'm saying? You know who you are. You know who you are. You know what you've done. I'm not here to throw salt in anybody's wounds, but I am here to talk about it. I'm here to hear. I want to hear men's perspective. I want to hear how they handle a situation when they've gotten cheated on, because you know what? Men get hurt too. Men have feelings too. Men's heart gets broken. I actually did a show on this and I interviewed over 75 men. And you'd be surprised the bullshit that they go through when they get cheated on. We always so worried about the woman, the woman, the woman, the woman. Fuck that. Y'all already know that I'm an advocate for men. Y'all already know what's going on with that. But before we get started, let me go ahead and address everybody in the room because I already see the chat moving. And I just want to say I am at 600 subscribers. And I want to say thank you to everybody who has embraced me. I'm 400 away from that 1K, and my goal is to have that 1K by my birthday, November 7th. So please, I want to give a shout out to everybody who has embraced me on a consistent basis, who shares my stuff. Take heed. Thank you for always mentioning my shorts. I know I be bombarding my content creators that I work with, but I do it for a reason. As long as y'all rock with me, I'm gonna keep rocking with y'all. Okay, so I really do appreciate it. It was so nice to see that 600 today, but you know, it is what it is. You can also drop a cash app to support my channel, and you can most definitely drop a super chat to support the network. And make sure when you guys come to the BMU network that you also go to the great content creators on the BMU network and support them. Go to their show while they're streaming and press the like button, because over here we all work together, we all support each other, and we all help each other. And this is why I love being part of the BMU family. So I just want to say again, thank you, and I want to give a shout out to y'all because I'm really excited about that 600. I've worked really hard. I've got some I wanted to give a shout out to Drip Nation. He's been working on a lot of my shorts on well, y'all are gonna see it because we bringing Embrace the Grace to the next level. I'm on a new level. So we got sound bits, we got shorts, we got clips, and another shout out to Intellectual Soapbox. He's been helping me clip some of my videos. I know y'all seeing some shorts. So I'm gonna be more active on these YouTube streets. So be ready for it. Get ready. Get your pocketbook ready, because you know what? You know you have to compensate great conversation. We do a lot of work, put a lot of work and energy into this, and I'm just show more love, you know. But anyway, I got a few videos that we're gonna see, of course. Some of them are it's to the extreme, but I just want you to see how nasty it can get, how hurtful it can get, when a lot of this can be. I mean, you can't take away the hurt, but you can take away on the level of hurtness by how you conduct yourself and act yourself. So let me go ahead and give a shout out to everybody that's already in the room. Rev Rebel, thank you for coming. Yes, you know, I got my glass of wine, and it's funny, I only drink on Mondays and Tuesdays wine on my shows. Amanize, what's up? How you doing, baby girl? Grooming and Reviews, how you doing? And please spell my name right and capitalize the G. Put some respect on it. I got a pretty heavy hitter name. You know, you can't spell it. Hi, Greece. You want me to be Greek with you? You know, no tail Z2. Thank you for coming. Milani, thank you for coming. 183307, and my queen, take heed to the message. I missed you this morning. I missed you. And that's it for right now. But let's get started. Now, one thing that I was thinking about, because Chris Brown literally coined this saying, these hoes ain't loyal. But if you think about it, it's kind of an oxymoron. Hey, Anissa, how are you doing, baby B? Tommy B, thank you for coming. I appreciate you. I know, right, Anissa? I mean, I'm too busy, but this, you know, sets me right for the mood, for the show, for the conversations when it gets spicy.
These hoes ain't loyal.
Exactly. These hoes ain't loyal. If you take the word hoes, do you really expect a hoe to be loyal? Or does it make it that you're not being okay? So you're a hoe and you're expected to be loyal? And does loyalty, not being loyal, make you a hoe? So you see what I'm saying? I'm trying to connect the dots. These hoes ain't loyal. So how do you expect a hoe to be loyal? And if you're not loyal, are you a hoe? So let that sink in for a minute. These hoes ain't loyal. Of course they're not gonna be loyal. That's why they hoes. But anyway, that's just something that was on my brain when I was thinking about the show and the title. I mean, it's kind of like an oxymoron. These hoes ain't loyal. But we'll dissect it as the night goes. Um, let me tell you something. How my girl was saying, my queen. Let me share something with you, and I'll get a little vulnerable with you tonight. I went through a very very hard episode with my ex-husband, and it was bad. I mean, I'm not going to give you all details because I'm not going to put him out there. You know, his people at his job watch me and they go report back to him what I talk about. So the only thing that I can tell you is it was one of the most darkest moments in my life, because it just tears you up. It tears you up spiritually, emotionally, physically, spiritually. I mean, all across the board. I got it. I was in a deep rabbit hole. But at the end of the day, we tried to do the counseling. I did forgive him. Unfortunately, a year later, it happened again. And that's when I no, no. It's no. No. Okay, okay. I believe in second chances. I believe that people deserve to correct their wrong. You know, a lot of people would say, and I was one of these people that would say, oh, if my man ever cheated on me, I'll leave his ass. That's a damn lie, because you really don't know what you'll do until you find yourself in that predicament. So don't be so quick to judge somebody. I got judged. I can't believe you stayed with him. I would have left his ass. Da, da, da. When you have assets intertwined, when you have money, when you have children, when you've built a life with somebody for 12 years, you're not that quick, okay? Some women can do it. Some people can do it. I'm out. Boom. But you know what? It's not only us that it affects the children too. You'd be amazed on how many people stay in marriages and relationships with infidelity for the sake of the children. Is it right? Look, I can only say that it's right for the person. Is it wrong? Of course. Cheating is never right. And I've also heard people say, well, why didn't you just leave the person? It's not that easy, ladies and gentlemen. Again, and I'll repeat, especially if you have kids involved, if you have assets, businesses involved. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. Some couples make it, some couples don't. We made it a year after the first incident, but after that, we didn't make it. You know, and I hear y'all men when y'all say most women, you know, file for divorce, most women leave. Well, you know what? The percentages are that 20% of men cheat and 13% women cheat. So women, we right behind these men. So I don't want to hear no crap about men cheat more than women. They only cheat 7% more than us, and that's not much, and we gaining traction on them. Okay, so I don't want to hear that. Anissa says, oh, y'all having your own conversation over there. I'm not gonna get, if my peeps back there want to put the comments on the screen, I'll address it, but I gotta stay focused. My thing is cheating is never right. Cheating is wrong. And I know that it has happened, and a lot of us have been cheated on, and a lot of us have cheated. But the thing is, we just got to do better. We got to do better. I'm not here to change the whole world, but I'm here to change make some type of change. Tommy B said that's what's reported on both sides. I don't what's reported on both sides, my dear. So let's start with a video. Hold on. Let's start with a video. You know, you guys, I like to break the ice, let more people come in. If you want, I'm not really sure who's back there, who's flying this plane with me tonight. If it's Black David or BMU or both of you, but let's go ahead and show a video. Okay, so it's my guy BMU.
Yo, this nigga really think I'm going to work. Yo, I just went through this nigga phone so much. We going to your house. When we get to your house, I'm gonna need you to blow my back out, like pound my shit. Like, why you always recording?
Alright, my bad.
I'm gonna call you on my break. Yo, this nigga really think I'm going to work. Yo, I just went through this nigga phone so much. We going to your house. When we get to your house, I'm gonna need you to blow my back out, like pound my shit. Like, why you always recording?
Alright, my bad.
So wow, let me break it down for you. So she told her man she was going to work, and she had an Uber come pick her up, but her Uber is actually the so-called Uber is actually the man that she finna go cheat with. I mean, damn. I mean, you saw it. You saw what she said. She saw how he's acting. No remorse. No nothing. And the man is so innocently thinking that his wife is going to work, and this is what happened. That's what's up, Drip Show. Once again, I want to give a shout out to my boy Drip. He has been working feverishly on shit for my channel. So whatever new stuff you see when I do a show, yeah, that's all coming from Drip. So I will definitely, if y'all are definitely interested, go hit him up. Drip Show, Drip Soundstage. I don't know, I don't remember right now, but just go holla at him and make sure you subscribe to his channel. But because I support those who support me. I rock hard with those who rock harder with me. So for real, for real. But this was really bad, girl. This, don't forget to press the like button, everybody. She just you do you see what I'm trying to show in this video is just the callousness, the coldness, the I don't give a fuck about my man attitude. And then a lot of us want to cry when we get caught, or I'm sorry, but no, no, mm-mm, mm-mm. It's just it's too much. It's too rude. It I just really felt bad. And then the dude recording her. Why would you let him record you? He right there, he got you. That's blackmail money right there. You don't ever let somebody record you doing dirt. I don't care if you sleeping with them. I got a shirt on right now that says trust nobody. I trust, but my defense mechanism is most people will trust until they give you a reason not to trust. Not me, not anymore. You start off me not trusting you, and then you give me reasons to trust you. That's how I do it. That's how it works for me. It may be a little warped, but so what I do is I give you an F, and it's up to you to turn that F into an A. Same things with my energy. And when I'm talking to a guy or even friends and family, I have stopped bending backwards over for people. I have stopped jumping for people because I noticed that when I needed them, they weren't there for me. So what did I do? I'm not going to allow people to change who I am or change my blueprint because God made me the way I'm supposed to be. What I do is I match your energy now. You give me 50%, I may give you 53. You give me 80, I'll give you 80. I match your energy, but I'm not going above and beyond anymore, because when you go above him, and you know, a lot of people may think that that's not the right way, but you know what is my way? It's my way to protect my feelings, my heart. And I mean, and that's just the way it is. Well, let's talk about this. I want you in the chat to put down, what do you think is the number one reason why women cheat? I want to see what you guys have to say. And if you guys want to come up, I mean, BMU, my dear, my king, well, not my king, but the king of BMU, drop the link, you know. Oh, damn. Boy, if everything could be so easy in life like that, I tell you. I love, there's nothing more satisfying than cooperation and reliability from a person, even, you know, whether it's a co-worker, family, friend, whatever the case may be. Okay, so let's look at the chat. Come on, guys, give me some engagement and participation. Join the show on, please, StreamYard. What do you think is the number one reason why people cheat? Let's see. Hey, guys, how are you? Hi, Trey. I know you finna come up here, and I can't see this name. Hold on one second. Let me see who's up here with me. I can't see, and I don't want to touch the phone because it'll go. There it is, Tommy B. How are you, sir?
Hey, how you doing?
I can't hear you. Okay, now I can hear you. Tommy B. How are you, sir? We got grooming and reviews. The Greek god in the house. How you doing, sir?
What's going on, guys?
I don't know. My headset from some reason is not connecting, so I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you guys, but I got this. So let's. I know you guys saw the title. Let's break that down first. Trey, you came up first. Then we'll do Tommy. Then we do grooming and reviews. Trey, what do you think about that term that he literally coined? These hoes ain't loyal. What say you on that?
I don't know. I it might be what's the word I'm looking for? It might be oxymoronic.
That's what I said.
It might be oxymoronic in the sense of, why would a hoe be loyal? She's a hoe. So
that's what hoes do, right? Well, how do you expect a hoe to be loyal?
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
How are you not a hoe if you're not loyal? Exactly. Yeah. So see, Trey, that's why you and me, we all right. You know, that's exactly what I said at the beginning of the show. Because I watched a lot of videos. I looked at his lyrics of the song, and I'm like, this is an oxymoron. How do you expect hoes to be loyal? That's why they hoes, because they're not loyal. What about you, Tommy? What do you have to say? What do you have to say about that whole concept? These hoes ain't loyal. Can you hear me? With your sunflower seeds? Oh, he's out. What about you, grooming and reviews? What say you? What you got to say about these hoes ain't loyal?
How can a whore be loyal if you don't pay her enough?
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me at all?
Now I can hear you better.
Okay. I was saying, how can a whore be loyal if you don't pay her enough?
Ooh.
Think about it.
My quick take, he says, that's nasty. I love my girl. I swear to God. I take heed. If you in the room, I just want to let you know I love you, girl. That's nasty.
She be cooking, boy.
Right? I'd be mad when I can't catch her show in the morning time, because I go to work at 10 o'clock, and sometimes I take PTO just to hear her show. You know, I'm like, damn, I gotta go to work today. Yeah, but the thing is, there was a show on Sunday that I did on, and we were talking about whores, prostitute, and hoes. See, to me, a prostitute, she is known for what she does. I mean, there's just no explanation. It's an exchange of sex for money, period. Okay? That's a prostitute. That's a whore. Whereas a hoe, sometimes, shout out to Lost in Translation, sometimes all it takes is 20 in the front and 40 in the back, and a Happy Meal, you know, and $40 in a blunt. I mean, it's just that easy nowadays. It's just that easy nowadays. And that's why women like me who want to hold out a little bit get a lot of slack. No, dog. It ain't going to take more than that. Okay. Not without getting too personal. Trey, have you ever been cheated on?
Yeah, of course.
Well, a lot of men don't like to admit that. You know, it's hard.
I have no problems admitting my L's. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. I've done my cheating and I've been cheated on. I was going to tell y'all a story one time about how.
Go ahead. That's what I want to hear.
So I was stationed in New Jersey at the time. I was on my way. I was dating this girl. She was from Kingston, Jamaica. Baddie, right? And I knew she was a little promiscuous, but I was younger. I wasn't where I am now in my mindset.
Mm-hmm.
I was on my way to the Walmart to go pick up some things, and I saw her car in the parking lot. So I'm like, this ain't right. Like, she told me she was at home. Why is her car in the parking lot? She had a distinctive car, really dark tint, so it was easy to know it was hers. And I go on, call her, no answer, text, no answer back. I go up on the car, but next to the car, I can hear moaning like somebody getting pounded. So I'm like, wait, she was she was in the parking lot getting smashed. And I just so happened to be going to the one. Like that's what I say, I'm taking L's too. Yeah. That was a good story.
Well, we gotta find. Wait, hold on. You can't stop the story there because I know the type of man you are. Did you knock on the window?
Nope.
My bad, Biggie. There's nobody at the door.
I went and got my car and I literally parked it across from where, the parking lot. I parked it across.
Yeah, some stakeout type shit since you were law enforcement.
Yep. And then when they was done doing their deed, I got out of the car and I walked up on her, and she looked like she had seen a ghost. And my thing was, look, I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. You did what you did. I'm not gonna make a scene. I'm not gonna do none of that. You know what time it is. You know this shit is over. I just wanted you to see me seeing you. I wanted you to know that I saw it. And so now that you know that I saw it, it's cool. And I move on. I'm not gonna make a big scene because I was in the military at the time. I'm not about to take that L. I'm not about to get court-martialed over some pussy. That ain't happening. So I just wanted her to know. And she spent the better part of the next 3 months like trying so hard to get back. And I'm sorry. And I apologize. And go on about your business. But yeah, sure was. She was getting dug out in the car. I mean, it was literally parked right next to it.
But see, something like that, I am a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. The fact that you went to that Walmart at the moment that she was doing her thing, God wanted you to see that. It needed to be known because whatever you were thinking in your heart or in your mind about this chick, he wanted to show you no, that is not the one for you.
Well, I'm glad that it happened then because back then I was thinking about marriage. Like marriage, not necessarily to her, but marriage was an option back then. And so I'm glad that it happened because I could have married her and she could have cheated on me while we were married, which is not abnormal for military guys. Military guys, no, that's not abnormal for a wife to cheat. It's not out of the realm of possibilities. But I'm glad that it happened before I possibly married her, because who knows what I would have felt then and who knows what I would have done if it were my wife.
And that Walmart parking lot in the back seat.
Yeah, it was a Walmart, but it's a big shopping area, but it was specifically at the Walmart. It was more than just the Walmart, but it was.
Yeah, but the thing is, now I'm dissecting it even more, bro. So you're going to cheat on a man like Trey to get pounded in a parking lot of a Walmart. I mean, you're supposed to always upgrade, not downgrade. If you're going to step, let me give y'all some game. If we're talking about cheating, cheat right. God damn it.
Well, Grace, if you guys really love, I know for all you karma people out there, if you really want karma, she's in prison now. So how about that? She's in prison. So she wanted
karma. You're right. I believe in karma. That's why
she actually wound up getting married. She wound up getting married after we dated, and she was chasing her husband down the road. They got into a car accident and he died. Him and the girl that he was cheating on her with, they both died. And they held her liable. So she went to prison for involuntary manslaughter.
Wow. Come on, man. That is definitely karma. That's why I had to, and I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Again, Alexa, be quiet. I have a reminder to remind me to drink water, but right now I'm on some wine, so no water right now. um, I remember when I was distraught, and when I found out all that, my best friend, she was like, "You better go sit down somewhere and go in the corner and go swallow that damn pill." And she handed me a glass of water. I said, "Well, why are you doing?" She said, "All the bullshit we used to do 20 years ago and before you got married. Come on, man. This is your karma. You got to take it. So swallow that pill." And then she was like, "Think of Jordan, think of everything." Then she asked me, "Can you imagine your life without him? Do you still love him?" And my answer was yes. And she said, "Okay, go sit your ass down. You on timeout, swallow that pill and deal with it." And I did. And I did forgive him. Okay, Tommy B, you're on now. The first thing I want to ask you is, what's your interpretation of these hoes ain't loyal?
Shit, they not. That's why they get that. That's why they get the name hoes. But I mean, it's nothing new. The game is the game. It's just new players in it.
Same script, different characters. That's all it is, right? Now, without giving too much detail, Tommy, because I want to show the other side. We always talking about the men, the men, the men, the men. But anybody that knows my channel, I advocate for the men, and I want the women to see the other side. Okay, Tommy, have you ever been cheated on?
Absolutely. I play both sides. I've been cheated on. I've been the nigga she was cheating with. I've been.
Okay.
I'm sure I've been on the phone when she was with the guy, and I've been with the girl, and he was on the phone with her. Like I've seen this shit from every angle of it. So yeah, it's a cold game out there.
So can you give us, not too much, not getting in too deep, can you tell us an instant when you got cheated on? Can you hear? Oh, he dropped off. All right, grooming and reviews. You already said what's your take on these hoes? These hoes ain't loyal. Have you ever been cheated on, Peter?
Too many times, actually. And I do have a good story behind one of them. That
I
is,
know you got some. You always got some goddamn story.
yeah, I
Go
got some
ahead,
drama
give
going
us
on
a
my
juicy
back.
one.
So it was, I still had the karate school at the time. I was running the karate school full time. I was teaching full time, and my fiance at the time was working with me. So she do the paperwork for me, and she used to do a little part time at Wawa. Wawa's like a 7-Eleven if you would have that in your area.
I
Anyway,
love me some Wawas.
all right, you know what it is then. So anyway, long story short, I came home early that day. It was no class day. It was and my mom goes to me, "What the hell are you doing home?" I live here. She goes, "Oh, I thought you came from the front door." I go, "That's my girl. For some reason, use the front door." Didn't think anything of it. When I walked upstairs, caught him right in the middle of the act. In my bedroom with my mother downstairs in my own bed. Yeah. So 3 things went through my head. Do I break his jaw? Do I throw both of them out the window? Or do I do what? She assaulted me that day. And the cop said nothing. The cops looked at it like, we can't say who says she says, and like goes. The cop, I filed a report against the cop afterwards. I felt he was in the wrong because I was busted open bleeding, and she just walked away. She, at the time, Commonwealth we were not officially married, but because of Commonwealth law, she was able to empty my bank account that day. I had nothing left.
Damn, how long were y'all together that it was considered common law?
It was over 8 years.
Oh.
Yeah.
And your mom had no clue? She didn't see her sneak a man in?
No, my mom was sleeping on the couch like normal. She usually sleeps on the couch, watch TV. She didn't think of anything of it.
She sleeps like a bear?
Yes, actually.
I'm not Grace. I'm just saying because
I mean, he says
hear
so
everything.
calmly. Yes, actually, she does, Trey.
I hear everything in my house. That's why I'm asking. Like,
Well,
how hard was she sleeping?
Trey,
I'll put it
you
this
are
way.
military trained. You are trained to be alert. You are in law enforcement. You are trained to always be on high alert. So you sleep. I remember I was dating a military guy, and you know how y'all always call each other by y'all last name? He would be dead sleep and just get up and be like, Pappy, are you good? I'm like, if you don't take your ass to bed, because he was infantry and he always had night watch. And he would just, I'm like, if you don't take your ass to bed, and then he'll get up and lock, check all the windows, check the doors. I mean, I don't get upset because that's things that he was trained to do. And it was something that he couldn't help. He, out of his deep sleep, I'm talking about sleeping like a bear, and all of a sudden just sit right up. Say my last name. You good? You waking me up to ask me if I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Go to bed. I mean, that was almost every night. But that was just I mean, everywhere we went, that's why I love dating law enforcement and military men, because I feel safe with them. They're trained.
So
they know.
Back then, when this incident happened, my mother started losing her hearing, and before we got her hearing aid, the TV was at 90, literally at 90. The dog can be barking next to her ear. I can be literally find a shotgun, and she goes, I'm like, I can't hear you still. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Okay, well, that's a little bit different. That's a different case, different scenario.
So
now, I mean, I did the situation I went through with my ex. I have to admit that is the first time I experienced being cheated on. I might have been cheated on, but I just never found out about it. But I think that one experience compressed everything from my whole life, because like I said, it turned into some fatal attraction thing. I had to get a restraining order. The house got broken into. My son got threatened. I mean, if people can just only realize the trickle effect. Have you guys ever thrown a stone on a pond and you see the water trickle and go? And that's exactly what cheating can do to your life, to a relationship, to your finances, to your spirit. You know, the fact that I had to get a restraining order and I ain't do shit. You know, and I'm so locked in when I lived in Florida that I knew I would get the phone calls. My homeboy would call me. I'm like, yo, I see your truck. I see your husband, but I don't see you in the car. I see some other female. I knew, because I would get phone calls. But I guess until I saw it for myself, because there's a lot of people out there that either have ill will intentions or maybe lying on somebody. I mean, I knew from the first day that he got her phone number. That's how the first day. How dumb can you be? How can you get a phone number written down on a piece of paper and then you forget it in your uniform pocket? And I'm such a spiritual person that out of the blue, something just told me, check his pants. And it was right there. The first day they exchanged numbers, and it went on for 10 months. But what was I supposed to say? Because a person can easily deny it. A person can easily say no. And the funny thing is that he would tell me about her. Oh, there's this ghetto ratchet girl that likes me at work. I can't get her off my back. But that is what's called reverse psychology. That is to get you thinking one way when the person is really going the other way. You see what I'm saying? But again, the most eligible bachelor is the mistreated husband. You absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So I guess I mistreated my husband. And I'm going to tell y'all, I'm not embarrassed to say I asked him. We were having a straight up conversation. Why did you do it? Out of everything that you could have done, everything we've been through, everything that I've done for you, you only had one job. One job. And if you wanted an open marriage, I would have been cool with that too. I don't mind. I wouldn't have minded that. And then he told me some BS story talking about I wasn't giving him enough head. That's the line I got. So don't laugh, Tommy. Don't laugh. It's not funny because that could have been an easy fix. I said, well, you could have emailed me, text me, call me, slap dick on my
Y'all
forehead.
confused.
Exactly. Yeah. That was an easy fix. But then we had the conversation. I said to him, but when we first got together, you told me that was something you weren't really into, that you were really more into the, and he was like, well, that was 10 years ago. Things change. I said, okay, I didn't get the fucking memo. I mean, if things change for you, you're supposed to tell me, but not go and do what you did. So he was lost because that chick was sucking his soul.
Well,
I never
I
got
think
him
that
back.
bullshit
He was
excuse.
you
gone.
To be
know,
honest with you.
most of the time, male or female, you usually have an inkling that something's going on. So I would say, and again, I'm not saying this the case, but just how my brain operates, Trey, you didn't end up in that parking lot out of just coincidence. That's how my brain operates. Like
Wait,
my
say
brain,
that one more time,
I
Tommy.
said the way my brain operates, you usually don't end up just popping up for a reason. Something led you there, whether it was a conversation you heard, something gives you an inkling of I'm coming here to catch. Like it's very rare that you're just gonna pop up at a random spot and go, oh shit, you over here get smashed. It's usually like something's gonna lead you there. And then I think it's our egos that just be like, yeah, I just popped up to go get some shaving cream and she just happened to be there getting pounded. It's like, nah, because usually when it's happening, it's some you're getting some kind of pointers of something's different, especially with women. Because when women cheat, it's very hard for them to act the same with their man, especially if the guy they're cheating with is handling business. So like, I used to call myself like a professional side dude, right? And I would literally explain to some of the women like, look, it's gonna fuck up the house. Oh no, I'll be all right. I'm like, no, and I literally used to give them step by step on what's gonna happen. You're gonna create arguments with the dude out of nothing. You're gonna be irritated with him for no reason. He's gonna get let like it's weird, but it's like once women kind of get attached with like the next guy, it's almost like they gotta shit on the original guy to almost come up with the excuse of dealing with the next guy. And it's almost like clockwork. Like I'm talking about, this goes across races, ages, etc. It's like when they find this new guy, the old guy usually is getting shitted on in some way, shape, or form. They're getting less attention. They're being ruder with them. They're being less patient. They get attitudes quicker, like clockwork. So usually for the person that's getting cheated on, there's an inkling in there that something fishy is going on. And that's kind of where it starts at. And then your ego is going to kind of have you in denial, and that's the fight you're having. Is like your common sense and your intuition is telling you one thing, but your ego is pushing against it. It's like nah, and then don't throw in your dumbass heart, because your dumbass heart will have you in there. Oh, she would never do that. You know what I'm saying? But usually in those situations, if you really think back on a lot of those situations, it was signs, and you kind of move off of those signs, but kind of like unconsciously.
Now, are you talking about signs of cheating, or are you talking about the deterioration of the marriage?
It's kind of both, the marriage or relationship, but it's kind of both. And the reason why is kind of like what you said, Grace. Like if you haven't caught the person red-handed, you'll still hold on to that plausible deniability. Like, so you'll still be like, something's funny going on, but I haven't seen it. You get what I'm saying? And so in my head, again, I don't know your situation, Trey. I'm just saying in my head, I'm going, okay, that's probably floating around in my head, and that's how I actually ended up in that parking lot next to the girl car. You get what I'm saying? Like, or that's how you end up at like the random guy's house. You know, that, oh, I just happen to be in the neighborhood, and you pop up in the exact house that she getting pounded in. Like, it's following that kind of inkling or whatever. Because another thing too is people are usually sloppy. So like, I remember one chick I was dealing with. I came into the living room, and when I came to the living room, like she was laying on the couch like this, and she was holding her phone like this, texting. And right when I came to the living room, she dropped the phone. I'm like, all right, but okay. So I, like an asshole, did it like 5 times back to back to back. And she dropped it every single time. So again, in my head, it's noted. Now I haven't confirmed that she's doing something. I haven't seen that she's doing something, but it's noted in my head. And so subconsciously, now I'm kind of notating actions and stuff. You get what I'm saying? And I think that's what happens is usually people in these situations aren't the cleanest when they do it. They're usually sloppy, especially when we're younger. And so it's little stuff that you might do that you don't even notice that the other person notices. And then when you change it that much, if I see you every day, I'm going to notice those little changes, especially if you live together. Those little changes will give it up. And then if that other person is following their intuition, they're going to follow it. And that's how you end up, you know, oh, yeah, I walked in and like what Trey said, like in the military, it's a lot of people that come home early and then you pop up and it's like, that's what happens. You get what I'm saying? Like he said, in the military, listen, there's a lot of slanging and banging going on, men and women. Like it's a cesspool. So it's a lot of things.
I wouldn't date a military man that's active and deployed because I already know I don't do well in long distance relationships. I can be clingy at times, and other times I don't want to be around. So now, if you were in the military, that's cool with me. But at my age, most guys are not out there in deployment and doing what they do. But let me tell you how my mind knew. My heart didn't know until I saw it for myself, but my mind knew when he wasn't eating at home anymore. I would cook and he talking about he ain't hungry. That means he ate already. He ate at her house. Or he would be packing lunch when he never packed a lunch before. He was actually feeding her, bringing lunch for her on the job. The same ribs he would grill, the same potato salad he was making, the same mac and cheese I was making. He would pack her a motherfucking lunch and take it to her job. He would pick her up. They would go to work together. And then he would take her home, do their deed, and they would do their thing. And that went on for 10 months until she came to my job on our anniversary. Because he was trying to leave her. He was, his karma was happening throughout the foolery because he was threatening her. She was threatening him. If you leave me, I'll tell Grace. And I told him that would have been the perfect time to tell me, because I would have whooped her ass for you, for tormenting you, and then I would have whooped your ass afterwards. But at least you told me. But he never told me. He let me find out on our anniversary on the job. And happy anniversary. This is what she did to me. Happy anniversary, B. This is one you'll never forget. And show me a picture of him butt naked at her house. You see what I'm saying? You at my job, and she waited for the manager to leave, and I was managing the spot. I couldn't do nothing. There was a line. People were watching. I made one. I'll never forget. This was when the time I picked up a part-time job, and I was working at Dunkin' Donuts, and I made the same coffee 7 times because I couldn't concentrate. She was just talking, telling me everything, and I'm trying to make. And I remember large iced coffee, 7 Splenda, 7 creams with 3 shots of caramel. I got it right now, but I didn't get it right while I was trying to make it, and I was shaking. And the other girl said, Grace, don't you go behind that counter. That's what she's trying to do. She had her minor daughter with her too. She's like, she's trying to entice you. You're going to hit her, and then her daughter's going to jump in, and you're going to go to jail for assaulting a minor. It's all a setup, bro. Don't do it. So I had to stay there and eat it. And I said, I get off at 3:30. Come see me at 3:30, but don't come on my job while I'm making money. And she was like, but this is funny, guys, because I already knew she had got fired from her job. Like I told you, my ex would tell me everything about her. Okay? She got fired. So I said to her, oh, you making my job of making fun of my job at Dunkin' Donuts? Well, at least I got a job. Didn't somebody just got fired last week for too many tardies? Oh, our man was late taking you to work. She was pissed because she did not realize that he was playing both sides of the fence. She might have known everything about me, but I knew everything about her too. I said, but at least I got a job. You out here with no job. I said, I could hire you if you want. I could hire you to clean the toilets and mop the floors if you want. But I'm telling you guys, if I could sit here and tell you half the stuff that I've been through, you'd be amazed and be like, why are you not in jail? And or why are you still here with us? But you know what? God's grace and mercy. Because after going to counseling, I realized that I had to take some accountability for the deterioration of our marriage. It didn't just happen one night and his penis fell in somebody's mouth. A lot of things led up to that, and I was part of the problem as well. But with that being said, how you doing? I let you eat your snack because you always eating up some shit, Uncle Ferg. What say you? What is your what's up, Young Money? What is your interpretation of these hoes ain't loyal?
What's up, Grace? What's up, everybody? I'm gonna say two things real quick. Roomie, man, listen, man, that hair is coming along just fine, man, for real, man. And
what was that?
Man, listen, I've never seen you have such a half a smile since I've known you on these panels, man. Something got you feeling good today, man. So appreciate that, man. Something got you feeling good, so I can see it on your face. But listen, you asked the question. Think someone else popped up. Has somebody ever cheated on me? I don't know. I can honestly say I don't know. I used to think about this all the time. Like, has anybody cheated on me? I don't know, because having sisters, I understood that I wanted to talk to a woman, I talked to her. If I didn't want to talk to her, I leave her alone. And if I called her, I used to treat it like a job. You got 48 hours there. They'll call you a no call, no show. Is that what it is? If ain't nobody
no call, no show, no job.
Yeah. So she didn't call me back 48 hours. I figured she didn't want to talk to me. So I really wasn't trying to pursue too much. And every time I needed a woman to show up, they showed up. Now, what they did behind my back, I don't know. I just know that when I was able to be around them, I was getting everything that I wanted.
Okay, so you've never experienced being cheated on.
Yeah, I can't say that I have. Now, I might have got cheated on. I don't know.
Yeah, but you just never found out. Just like I said, that was the one time I ever experienced heartbreak from infidelity. But I could have been cheated on. I just didn't catch it. But have you ever cheated, Uncle Ferg?
Oh, yeah. And I can say this based on relationships, because when I felt like I was getting bored, or what they said in the beginning wasn't who they were throughout the process, my attention span just sort of reverted somewhere else, and somebody else would give me the time and energy. So I was like, oh, well, I wouldn't even listen. I don't know, man. It's just who I was at the time. Yeah, I've cheated more than once, twice, 3 times.
Did you get caught?
A few times I have. I'll say this. This is a crazy story.
Go ahead. That's what that's what I was fishing for.
I was dating one woman. I was messing around with another woman, and I met another woman. I tried to tell everybody, but nobody was really listening. So it took for me to get caught with the second woman by the third woman. I didn't really get caught. It's just that they pulled up on that at the same time because I was overbooking, and it just all came out. I let them sit out there and talk about it, and then that was that. And then I cut everybody loose after that. Anybody I was talking to, I just stopped talking to them. Everybody. I let everybody know. I don't know. That incident changed my life, because I probably would have been still doing it. But after that incident, I'm like, too much stress. They seemed to be accepting it. And I was getting older. I'm like, this ain't the life I want. So I just cut it out.
I mean, sometimes it's hard to, when you lie, you got to tell another lie, and you can't remember what the lie is. Sometimes people be lying so much that they believe their own lies, and it's just crazy. I think it's just easier to be honest. And again, guys, I'm gonna have to put this disclaimer in. I am not perfect. Yes, I have cheated before, and I have been cheated on. Okay, we've all been there, done that. I just, I never got caught because, I'm smooth like that. And women are slicker. Women are slicker. Men like with my ex, I couldn't tell about his, because he always dressed nice. He always smelled good. He always stayed on top of that. So that never changed. Like I said, the main indication was when he was not eating, when he came home from work anymore, I cooked something. How the fuck you mean you've been at work all day and you not hungry? Something that simple. Or I would go sleep on the couch and he wouldn't come get me, because sometimes he would come get me and like, babe, come back to bed. He would not. He didn't care because he was too busy texting her and talking to her while I was in the. I was doing him a favor, Oh, good, she's sleeping in the living room. But again, we all live and learn. I have forgiven him. We still cool because we still share a son. It is what it is, but I have learned for that. You best believe a man will never leave me again for the lack of fellatio. You know what I'm saying? That would never happen. That's why y'all hear me more, less nagging and more gagging. Where do you think I got that from? That's my own experience.
Hey, I got a story about how I got caught.
Oh, let's go.
You were talking about pictures earlier, and I got caught by a picture. So I was doing my deeds with this chick on the side, and I thought things was good. I thought we had an understanding. That's what I thought. But I guess she decided that she wanted more, and we had a conversation one night about taking it to the next level. And I'm like, well, we can't do that. I got a girl, you know that. You know what I mean? And she was like, well, you should let her know what it is. Like, be with me and not be with her. And I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Well, one day I came into my apartment. My girl had stayed over, came into my apartment, and she asked me, she's like, are you fucking somebody else? And I wasn't going to lie to her. I told her, yeah, I am. And she was shocked that I didn't lie to her. She was like, were you just going to say that to me, to my face? I'm like, I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah, I'm having sex with somebody else. And then I said, but how did you find out? Like, how did you know? Because I was careful, Trey. I was careful. I'm like, how did you know? She shows me this picture, and it's me sleep in the bed with the girl. She took a selfie of us, and she got her titties out in the picture, Grace. So I couldn't even fake it if I wanted to. And I was like, damn. Got my ass. I
couldn't even hit her with the "that's my cousin" line.
Yeah, I couldn't hit her with nothing, Tommy. I had nothing. I was out of ammo, bro. I was empty.
Yup, like, your clip and your backup clip was both empty.
Grace, let me correct you on something. It's not that women are slicker. You're in a different position. So say Grace is cheating with me. I'm in the best position ever because I get to smash you and I don't have to do all the dirty work. So this is a position I want to be in. For us, usually when we start smashing the other chick, she wants to take that position. So then you end up in a situation like what Trey did, and I'm going to send a selfie. That's why I said I was a professional side guy. Girl, you don't got to hurt. You don't got to worry about no hiccups with me. Tommy B is over here. Whenever you need me, tap in. Outside of that, I'm a ghost. With a woman, especially if I'm knocking that bottom out, oh, it ain't going to stay just no sizing. Oh, no. I need this bitch's position. And that's why we end up in that situation. It ain't that you slicker, it's that women want to take that position, whereas a man,
y'all don't want it. You want the benefits, but don't have to put the work in. Whereas the women, we want that position.
And Grace, let me tell you, she broke the rules to send that girl the text message. I don't know if you guys remember Trey and Tommy in the military, but you had a recall roster. Everybody's phone number went on the recall roster in case you got called in. Y'all remember that? So she went on the recall roster to go find my girl's number and text her. That's how she did it. Because I was like, you don't even know her. How do you know her? She broke the rules, literally broke the rules to go send her this picture, man. Hey, they vicious out here.
Well,
I just remember having that stuck face, that Kevin Harvey talking about you scratching your head.
I'm so glad you told the truth. I'm so glad you told the truth.
I would have looked stupid, right? I would have looked stupid as hell talking about, nah, I ain't fucking that girl. And she was like, oh, you not?
Got you on your back in the picture.
Bro, hey, Trey, I'm talking stretched out, sleep in the bed, knock the fuck out, Trey. Knock the fuck out. And look, and this how she made it official, because we did just finish, doing our thing. So she ain't put her clothes on or nothing. So she took the picture. She did it on purpose with her boobs out, just to let the girl know, no, we definitely ain't here smashing. Just so you know.
That's why, Trey, I didn't really deal with too many military women, because the way I looked at it, this is how diabolical my mind was. If I deal with a civilian, I got a wall that she can't pass. You can't get on base without my permission. You can't get access to records like you said. So for me, I could do my thing. I can have a woman in my room and you cannot access that unless one of these suck-ass dudes escorts you on base. But outside of that, you're locked out. So I have a wall that you can't never get through. I used to tell all my dudes, why you like, because what Trace is talking about happens all the time. It's so many of my partners who had their door beat on and they was in the middle of digging somebody out. I'm like, bro, just get a civilian.
Tommy, you was a professional Pookie and Ray, right? You was professional.
That's why I no active military over here. You got to already be retired.
Time I got caught.
Working in the recruitment office. I won't deal with nobody that's deployed and I ride, I'm coming home in about a year. Nope, I don't do
that. Grace,
you know.
It's not the guys that are in the military that go off to deployment are doing their thing. It's that the women that they marry. My first experience when I first got to the military, went to Saudi Arabia. It was a guy who was a specialist in my unit, had just got married 2 months before we deployed. We went to Saudi Arabia. Oh, when you go to war, you have no taxes taken out. The higher you rank, guys was coming in 6 months, $15,000 in the bank account, right? This guy came back. He was negative $60 in the hole. The woman that he had married was pregnant by someone else. His car, they found it in Atlanta because she had let another woman take his car while she was out gallivanting around with other people. And this dude got married 3 months later to another woman. He lost everything.
I had a Marine I worked with. He was supposed to come home to $30,000 to $40,000 in the bank. Came home with $500 in the bank. Found out she had bought this dude a car, furnished his apartment, and said like that shit be real.
Damn.
Isn't like the percentage like over 60% of cheating in the military?
I would imagine it's probably higher.
Well, you gotta imagine.
I know it's high because I had a lot of friends in the service, and I hear stories. I know one of my buddies, he found out overseas he got mailed a DVD, them recording each other, and he played it. He goes, "Oh," and he freaked the fuck out. He's in almost in a fetal position, crying, rocking back and forth because he was in shock.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of those relationships are younger people though. So you talking about a lot of 18, 19, 20, 23-year-olds that are getting married and they end up in these situations. I like to be honest with you. Like, because when I got in, I was 21. Bro, somebody being 20 married was like, what the fuck? And I'm literally meeting people going, bro, you're 19 and married? Oh, yeah, dude. I'm just like, huh? Like, it was foreign to me. Like, where I come from, I'm like, they getting married at 18, 19. That's insane. But in the military, it happens all day, everything. 18, 19, 20, married like a motherfucker, think they in love. And then, you kind of find out, like you said, you go on a 6-month deployment, and she got a whole nother dude for them 6 months.
And Tommy, I have to agree with you because that is what was happening to my ex. She wanted my position. He wasn't going to give up my position because he was too comfortable with me. And she had 5 kids from 4 different baby daddies. Okay. She lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. And at the time we only had 1 car. So he was taking the bus to work, and that's where they met, on the bus going on their way to work. So when I went to her house, I went to her house. Okay, because she would be texting me screenshots of their texts, what he was buying her for her birthday and Valentine's, showing me. She was tormenting me because she wanted to hurt him. You see what I'm saying? So I finally, and God forgive me for this, I pulled out my gat and I told him, take me to her house right now. Oh, help me, God. I'll take you out right here in front of the ATM with a camera. So I wouldn't even, but because of my police training, Trey, I was still rational. I called my best friend to let her know what was going on. And then I called her. Hey, Ma, we on our way because we're going to talk this out. We need to end this. You know what that call was for? A call log to let her know, to let the law enforcement know that I was not the aggressor. She knew we was coming over. Okay. That was all premeditated and all happened within 5 minutes because she was only 3 minutes away from our house. Dumbass. I told him, if you want to cheat, you go over to the next town, not within the same city limits on your job when I'm coming to you, bringing you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And that's the part that I hated. That's why I would have rather had an open relationship, me coming in your job, dropping you off food, and everybody at the job knew that this was going on, except for me.
So Grace, Trey, tell me if I'm wrong. The fact that you said these words out of your mouth, premeditated, the fact that you actually went over to her house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you had a weapon or not. Hopefully you didn't.
No, I didn't bring it with me. Okay. It was in the car. It was in the car.
To go talk. If things could have turned bad and you were over there, then we might not have embraced the grace today.
I know, right? But you see, God takes care of babies and fools. And that day I was a fool. He couldn't take the heat. He left. He left me there. Okay. But I sat at her table for 2 hours and I told her, show me everything. Get it all out your system. So there's nothing else for me to talk about. I had some cash in my pocket because remember, I told you I had just went to the ATM and I was draining his account. Okay, which didn't have much. But I took all that money out. And then I said to her, you know what? You got it. I'm going to pack all his shit and I'm going to go ahead and bring it to you because you see that 4-bedroom, 2-bath house with a pool? That's me. You see that truck you be riding on? That's me. You see that Chrysler? That's me. He signed a prenup. So you've been sucking and fucking a broke ass motherfucker because all of that is me, baby girl. You thought you was going to move in your kids into the house? And she looked at me. I said, I bet he don't give you no money. And she thought about it. I said, no, he don't because he know better. After my feet touch the ground and I say my prayers, the next thing I do is check all the bank accounts. And he says, as a matter of fact, he owed me $40. I said, exactly. So I'm telling you guys, this is real lifetime bullshit. I'm up now to the point I don't give a fuck if they go back and tell him I told this story. This is your story, bitch. You better own it. Okay. So then I had my ATM card and his ATM card in my back pocket. So I slammed that ATM card on the table like you playing spades. She had a glass table. I said, you see, that's the account or his account. It ain't don't have shit in it. And then I took out my New York Yankees Bank of America ATM card. I said, you see, that's the account that you want. And I took the $200 I took out of his account and I threw it at her. I said, well, I guess you sucked enough dick. You've earned this $200. You can get it. Thank you for keeping my hair nice and not sweating out my edges. I appreciate that, girl. And then what made it even worse, she had her 17-year-old daughter sitting on the couch listening and witnessing all this Jerry Springer shit. So I turned around before I left and I said, baby girl, if you don't learn anything today, don't be no scumrag. And please don't be a homewrecker because they never leave their wives. And I walked out and I went home and it was all good. And even after all of that, I still forgave him. But again, once he did it the second time, you got one more time and I'm through. Shout out to No Captivity for that. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, even my son said, Mom, I'm proud of you. You ain't bash no windows. You ain't scratch no cars. You ain't slash no tires. You know, this is when I was still making his father his plate. And he was like, Mom, why are you still making Dad's plate after everything he's done for you? I said, because I'm still his wife. I'm not going to change my behavior because of him. When he's no longer under this roof, then my duties will succeed. He's like, see, women don't think you want to go mess up his job, make him lose his job. Now I ain't getting no money either because you just made him lose his job. What I do is I just drain your account. As soon as that direct deposit hit, boom, I transfer it right into my account. And I did that for like 3 paychecks. And afterwards he caught on. But it is what it is. I'm not going to put myself in, after that experience, when I went to her house, I said, you know what? I'm not doing that anymore because of, Trey, exactly what you said. There could have been one time where I slipped up and I'd be doing time right now for somebody else's behavior. And that's why we have to think. So I did say in the chat, what was the #1 reason why women cheat? So let's go over that. And guys, take it with a grain of salt. Okay, this I'm doing all this so 1, y'all men can hear me and learn, and 2, the women can also see why they do what they do. Experts say that the 3 main reasons why women cheat, why hoes ain't loyal, is lack of love for primary partner. They have fallen out of love with their primary partner. The desire for sexual variety, which this is what happens when you've been a hoe for 2 decades and you've had so much sex, you get bored easily. So as a result, you feel like you have to, you know what I'm saying? You have to go elsewhere. And situational factors such as those infamous girls trips, or blame it on the alcohol, situational factors. They want to seek excitement, desire more affection, or have fallen out of love with their partner. Or I'm gonna simply, let's keep it real. And we're gonna go into a video right after this. The dick is simply trash. It's no longer good. It no longer does it for the chick. That's one of the main reasons why women cheat. So BMU, if you can show that one video, you know which one I'm telling you about. When the female, if you could show that video, let's get into that. Uh-oh, I got a bathroom break. Okay, that's straight. Let's see that video.
Oh yeah. So I'm glad you admitted that.
So you're
Absolutely.
a cheater.
I am a cheater. Because people act like they fucking never did nothing in their life. Oh no, I'm gonna tell the truth. I cheat.
You do cheat. Why do you cheat?
You better get married.
Because to me,
somebody like, nigga, I love her.
Ask me again.
why? What are the circumstances that make you feel like I'm about to cheat?
When I feel like he gets bored.
When you feel like you're bored, or you feel like he's bored?
I'm bored. No,
Yeah.
I'm human. Like if I'm not happy, I know somebody gonna say, "Well, if you're not happy, why you stay?"
It's complicated.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
it's complicated.
It's complicated.
Sometimes I need that nigga to keep paying my bills.
It's complicated. It's complicated.
Damn. That's crazy. Hold on. Can you put up Travel One's comments? We got to entertain her. You know she got her shit to say. Travel One, this is so manosphere, Grace. It's not a black woman's message. First of all, why do you guys always have? See, y'all the ones that want to corner me into this black women shit. Not one time did I say black women. This is women, period. Y'all the ones that want to corner me into this shit. If it triggers black women, if it don't apply, let it fly. No, it's not manosphere, Travel One. What it is the truth. We so quick to talk about men and what they do. Why do you want to sugarcoat the shit that women do? We just as trifling, we just as fucked up, and most women ain't shit. Next comment, please. What we got? No, it's not black men. You think that. No, it's not black men want you to think that. I don't know what that means, but the fact remains is that tonight we're talking about women. If you want me to talk about men next Friday, about their ways, then I can do that. But why is it that, see, women, and I know y'all men see this all the time, and I'm guilty of it too. Why the fuck do we always deflect? Let's stay to the lecture at hand. Tonight we talking about hoes ain't loyal. If you want me to talk about next weekend, ninjas ain't loyal, then I'll do that. But women cheat 13% and men cheat 20%. So we know better than them. 7%, big deal. We cheat almost just as much. She said no, because black women have paid for much for black men, and they know it sounds like you don't understand that, Grace. Black men have paid for a lot of the shit that black women has done too. Everything you say, I'm just gonna flip it over. Okay, but now you're turning it into black women and black men, and you guys all know, because I'm non-black, I'm not allowed to talk about melanated, black. So stop bringing in the word black, because you wanna keep me as a black woman basher, and I never once said on this show, I said hoes ain't loyal. A hoe can be white, can be Chinese, can be Spanish, can be Martian, can be polka dot. So with that being said, let's move on. In nature, women may cheat because they crave conversations, empathy, respect, devotion, adoration, support, or some other connections that's lacking in their relationship. Okay, this is, I know I talk a lot about issues and stuff, but I also talk about solutions. And if you guys have ever been to my channel, I talk a lot about solutions, how to communicate effectively, the importance of sexual compatibility, the art of apologizing. People have to have those uncomfortable conversations. Like that woman, she says she was bored. Well, tell your man, sit your man down and say, you know what, Trey? I'm feeling kind of bored. I need some spice. Let's go out of town for the weekend. Let's go dress up, and I'm going to be at the club as a stranger, and you come pick me up. And if you're bored, let's find a solution. But see, people don't talk anymore. Instead of talking, they want to exercise their options. And what I'm really talking about is married people, because y'all boyfriends and girlfriends don't mean shit, because girlfriends and boyfriends can be replaced, overnight, whereas it's kind of harder for a wife and a husband. People don't have those hard conversations before relationships. How the hell are you going to be with somebody who you have the libido of 100 and the girl that you're with has a libido of 10? That's already a disaster. You like the stripper type of chick, but you're going to go for the church girl. That's a disaster. You like to drink and smoke and party, but she's always at church. That's a disaster. People try to force things and try to force people to change, and it's not going to happen. And then at the end of the day, what happens? Foolishness, foolery, like we see. What do you got to say, Trey? Because I know I see it on your brain. Well, Uncle Ferg, what you got to say?
I mean, I don't know. I guess my time is in my years ahead. I guess I'm old in these dating spaces and cheating spaces. I think, man, they can have the outcomes that they want if they just focus on that. Black women, I love y'all. Y'all so caught up in the, I don't know, the sellout propaganda is ridiculous. I don't know what else to say. We can talk about these topics every day. And it's not about women bashing. I think most of us, especially men, we deal with the behaviors as it happens, just like women look at a smaller number of men and equate that to most good, hardworking men. I think men just do themselves a disservice by focusing on what women do to them. Just take advantage, and at some point, women have no choice to do what you want. I just don't know. It's a lot of bad behavior of women, and the older women are really not helping the younger women as far as like being respectful of themselves, their bodies.
No, because they just as bad. Some women my age, Uncle Ferg, is just as bad. I've seen it. I've been a part of it. After everything that I've been through with my ex, I'm like, nah, this ain't for me. I'm having a hard time because I've never dated with social media being involved. And that's hard for me because now I'm here. I remember I was dating somebody and he was liking pictures and dropping butterflies on the girl. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Why do we got to drop a butterfly? You know, you could drop a like. So it's too many options. That's what it is. It's we exercising too many. I remember when I was a kid, we had a cereal aisle and we had 5 fucking cereals. Now you have a whole aisle. You go to Frosted Flakes, you got 6 different Frosted Flakes. You go to Fruity Pebbles, now you got, it's just too much. It's overwhelming. And everybody just gets bored. And where do you guys think that the most cheating takes place?
Like location, you mean?
Yeah, like where does it happen the most?
It's the job.
Yeah.
And where y'all grandmamas and aunties used to do it, in the back seat of a Jeep. What you talking about? A hotel. That's it. That's it. And the park. They giving that shit up where they get hot.
Exactly. Then the next one is the gym. Yeah.
I think we need to get past. I know there's a lot of guys who think that women cheat because there's something missing. I think that's an archaic view. I think that's how it was at one point in time. I think modern women cheat today because they're just horny and they're looking for pleasure and they're looking for satisfaction. And they cheat essentially for a lot of the same reasons that men cheat. People are just cheating because they want to have sex, plain and simple. And you know, when
why not have sex with the one you're with, Trey?
Because you just explained it. You just gave the cereal aisle example. There's too many options, especially for women. You guys have so many options. It's only a select few men who have a whole bunch of options. But majority of women, even the most average woman, has a ton of options. And so when you throw all of that man meat in her face constantly every day, and she gets to pick and choose, or eventually she's going to choose one. This is why I'm saying the vetting process is so much deeper than, oh, I knew after 3 weeks. Impossible. There's no way. You haven't been tested. You have to put her in positions. And yeah, I'm telling you, you need to shit test your woman. You need to put her in position to see how she reacts. That video of the guy who had the guy try to seduce his girl, that's what you're gonna have. That's the future of dating. You're going to have to start loyalty testing your women, because she's got, even that chick, she was a big girl. And I'm sure she got dudes in her DMs right now that would fold her up in a heartbeat. And so you got to test these women. At the end of the day, I think the thought process is, well, she cheated on me because, there's something missing. No, she cheated on you because she wanted to get her back blown out. Just that simple. It ain't not more to it. Don't try to make it bigger than what it is. She was horny. She wanted some man meat, and it was available. And she has the choice. So she took it.
I mean, you're right. You're right. Because, you're absolutely right. The thing is, though, a lot of women may have a lot of options, but they don't have the one that they want. You see what I'm saying? The one that they really want. And that's why they'll exercise other options to make themselves feel better. But at the end of the day, all you do is end up feeling empty. It's like a drug, So it's the workplace. It's the gym. Of course, social media. That, that's one of the breeding grounds for the most infidelity, that goddamn cell phone. And you'll be surprised. And I was surprised when I saw it. Church.
I'm not surprised. Hell no.
After that.
Absolutely not. I'm not surprised. And it's probably the pastor doing most of the cheating.
And the deacon boards, the whole board is running the whole system. So, Grace, I have a question with that, because as far as infidelity, cheating, are they talking about the physical form or just the I'm gonna type the word forms? Because
that's
I look at the physical form.
I mean, I didn't get that deep into it. I know the forms of types of cheating, but this is why we need to have that hard conversation before you and me become boyfriend and girlfriend. I would ask you, Trey, what do you consider cheating? Like, I was dating a guy and he told me, you giving your phone number is considered cheating to me, because that's where it starts. Soon as you exchange phone numbers with somebody, the intentions are to talk, then to take you out, and then to fuck you. Just like I did with you. I mean, that's how he broke it down to me. So he let me know right away. If I find out that you gave your phone number to another guy, I'm through.
I disagree. I disagree, vehemently disagree. I think it starts
Shit.
way before that. Let me tell you when it starts, Grace. That moment when you see that person walk in a room and you get that little tingling sensation. We know we talk. You know what I'm talking about.
I
When
know.
when that person get that blood to running, it starts to leave your head. It starts to head south because it happens for men and women, right? It starts to head south. You know at that very moment, this person is off limits because I'm attracted to them. You know it right then and there. I don't need to be in no room with this person because if I do, I'm gonna do something stupid. So the moment you identify that this person is somebody you're attracted to, you're supposed to do everything in your power to avoid that person. And if you don't do it, that's cheating because you knew this was gonna happen. You knew that you're gonna be a little bit more flirty with that person than the other people. Why? Because you're attracted to them. You're gonna be.
I just noticed I got Trey on my panel right now. I got Trey.
But you know what I'm saying? Like when you identify, there are some women when I was in law enforcement, there were some women that when I realized that I was gonna have to ride with them, Trey, I had to go to the sergeant like, hey, yeah, you have to switch us out because I can't be alone with this woman for 10 hours because I'm gonna say some crazy shit because she fine as hell.
But Trey, you having the wherewithal to think about that because you understood your attractiveness to women. So you understand that. So being in that position in a one-on-one, you talking about life and goals and relationships, that shit is dangerous anyway. And if the sister's fine, your partner got them yams and built just the way you like.
Trey, did you ever have a partner that you were attracted to?
Who, me?
No, him being a police.
While I was on the department?
Yeah.
Did I ever have a partner that I was attracted to? Yeah, she had my baby.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yes, the backstory.
That's how I met my daughter's mom. We worked together.
Ooh.
And so I had seen her. I don't even really want to tell y'all this story, but I had seen her before. We were in the academy at the same time. I was there about 6 months before she was. I remember the first day I saw her because I saw her from behind. And I was like, who got all that yamage back there walking around? Like, good God.
Yamage, ladies and gentlemen. Yamage.
They were in civilian clothes. And all I saw was these tall heels, this little ponytail. She's black, by the way, but she ponytail flopping and all this. I'm like, who got all this ass walking around here like that? And it was her. But I didn't see her again until we got to our district. She happened to sit down next to me. I was typing up a report. She sat next to me and she was typing up her report. And she kind of leaned over. She's like, because she was in training. She's like, can you help me for a second? And she asked me a question. I answered it. And then the rest is sort of history until we got put in the same car together. And we just talked all night. Obviously, you stuck in the car at 10 hours. You ain't got no choice but to talk. And then that turned into, okay, let's go get something to eat. Next thing I know, we was living together and we was having a baby. So, yes, absolutely. And the thing is I could kind of feel it after maybe our second or third time that we got put in the car together. Because it wasn't so professional anymore, right? It was only professional when we got a call. When we got a call, then it's like, all right, we turned it on, right? But when we weren't at a call, it was flirty. It was, I'm gonna go run and go grab something to eat. Do you want something? Let me grab you something. Oh, I know you. I heard you said you like this kind of juice, so I got you that. It's like little stuff like that. I was like, I can see this is trending. This is trending a certain way. And then after that, we wound up switching shifts and whatnot. But by that time we were dating. But I absolutely have been in cars with women who are extremely attractive women. And most of the time I would go to the sergeant and be like, yo, can I swap out? Because I knew it. I knew if you leave me in that car, I'm going to try to get her number. I'm going to try to take her out. I knew myself. I knew how I was. You know what I mean? And most relationships, even to this day, still are formed. You still cultivate them at work. Most people still meet their partners at work. Most of them do. So I was like, nah, let me not do this. But for her, I was like, nah, she need to get in this car. She need to get in this car.
Trey, you know what I learned after you tell me if I'm wrong? That was the love of your life, man.
I don't know. I would say there's probably another woman in my past that I talk about often. I say that I should have married, but I don't think she was the love of my life. I think that I obviously loved her because I was with her, but shit happens, man. People not necessarily grow apart, but people just they adapt things. And Grace, you were talking about social media. I am a firm believer that social media ruined my last relationship. I think that when people when they look at certain things, and this is why I'm telling guys, excuse me, you have to pay attention to what she's watching. What is this woman consuming on a regular basis? And I didn't notice that she was consuming a lot of reality TV shows and a lot of stuff that was not healthy for a relationship. And then her expectations started to change. Well, I don't make $5-10 million a year. Sorry. And I probably never will. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the lifestyle I live. We don't live in some big ass house in Atlanta. Sorry, I'm doing the best with what I can with what I have. And if that ain't good enough for you, I don't know. And I think expectations change because of social media. But there was once a point in time where how I felt about marriage, I was willing to get rid of it, because early in our relationship, one of the reasons why I really dated her, nobody treated me as well as she did. When we first got started, nobody, and all the women I've ever fucked around with, been with, none of them treated me as well as she did. She treated me the absolute best. So, I'm thinking in my head, Trey, I'm like, shit, brother could get used to this kind of treatment. Like, you know what I'm saying? The back rubs, the fixing the lunches, cooking dinner. I can get used to this. And then somewhere along the line, it kind of...
That Atlanta Housewives and all those old shows and Basketball Wives sort of got into her head.
Yep. And I don't have to do this for my man and yada, yada, yada. And I remember we've had conversations, and I've said to her, because the way we sort of ended, funny you're doing a show on infidelity and cheating, she accused me of cheating. And
were you?
No, I was not cheating.
Okay.
I never cheated on her. And this was one of the first women I had never cheated on, to be quite honest. It was one of the first women I never cheated on. But she accused me of cheating on her, but it was because we had gone through a drought within our own relationship. So the insecurity was creeping in. Her thought process, if you ain't having sex with me, you having sex with somebody. That's how she thought. And it was her friends and social media was creeping in her head, letting her, he ain't just in there by himself. He's sleeping with somebody. And I wasn't. It's just we were having a drought in our relationship. We just weren't getting along. That happens in relationships. Just we weren't getting along. It was what it was. And I didn't appreciate being accused. And it never got better, never got healthy after that. Because I was like, in my mind, I was on some Keisha Cole. I'm like, well, shit, if you gonna accuse me, I should have just done it.
I might as well. Mm-hmm. And usually when one person accuses the other person of cheating, like my ex at the time, while he was doing his thing, he was accusing me of cheating. He even took an Uber to the nail place because he didn't believe that I was getting my nails done. And then my best friend, she was a nail tech, and he called her and asked her, how long does it usually take to get your nails done and pedicure? She was like, well, with Grace, she's going to do her eyebrows, she's going to wax, she's going to do everything. So for her, that may take 3 hours. He took an Uber to the nail shop to try to catch me cheating. I left his ass right there, and he walked home. I said, since you think I'm cheating, your ass can walk home. And I honked my horn while I passed by. I said, I'll meet you at home, and dinner will be ready when you get home.
See, I'm a firm believer in if you go looking, you'll find it. So I don't go looking. Like, I've never been in a relationship where I'm like running behind you, checking your phone, and I don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, most of the time, if I found out a girl was cheating on me, that's because the shit was right in my face. Like, I couldn't miss it. You know what I mean? It wasn't that I went looking for it. It was so blatantly obvious. It was like, oh, you definitely fucking somebody else. I could see it. I could tell. Maybe you became more distant.
What are you talking about? Except travel and struggle love. This happened over 10 years ago. Anyway, can you take that comment off, please, BMU? Come on, man. We got to take that comment off. It's getting annoying now. So there was no struggle that, and of course, Travel One, you wouldn't understand because you've never been married and you don't have children. So it's not struggle love. It gets more complicated than that. But I'm gonna let you get a pass because you don't know no better, and you still gonna be my girl for life. But like I said before, people are so quick to say, I would leave him in a minute, I'll leave her in a minute. You don't know what you're gonna do until you are in a situation. Well, yeah, it is assumptions because the way you talk doesn't come from a married woman's perspective or a woman that has children, because you would at least show some type of empathy. And then I'm telling you that this happened years ago, and you're telling me don't accept struggle love. I mean, come on now, come. You know, let's get it together. Let's bring it on in and start over. Another Grace, travel and you are bonded. LOL. Yeah, I know. We good though. We good. You see, she knows how to. She gets me roused up, and then she butters me up. But that's okay. That's why I love what we got. We came about and we agree to disagree, and I gave her a fucking wrench so I can show people that you can get past things. She was like, "Are you sure you want to give me a wrench? Because I will still be me." I said, "As long as you don't disrespect me, she gonna talk her shit to me. But as long as you don't disrespect me, we good. Other than that, and somebody else snipes you, that's on you." But anyway, there's another thing, another area where the most infidelity happens, and it's bonding over a shared commitment to a common cause, or seeing a person being selfless can quickly stir up ingredients for an affair. So let's say you at the soup house and you feeding the homeless, and you see this person every week, and you see how kind they are and how selfless they are. These are ingredients to start looking at that person in a certain way where you normally might not see them if you was outside of that. Now, let's talk about certain behaviors. Like I told you, when it came with my husband, it was simply the fact that he wasn't eating at the house anymore. That was the main red flag, but I still let it ride because I could have been wrong. Until that day that she came to my job and showed me a video of him, I said, okay, it has been confirmed, because it's very hard to decipher somebody that's 6'9". You just don't see that walking around every day. I said, yeah, I could pick him out at the Million Man March. Okay. So what behaviors, when you knew your woman was cheating on you, what kind of behavior? I mean, you already talked about it. You said that she was watching shows, she was asking more. Oh Lord, here, hold on a second. PA Texas come in. These hoes ain't loyal. I'm in the Dominican Republic and these hoes ain't loyal either, Grace. Oh Lord, what brothel you in, PA? Because I know you I know you got 4 of them right now. I'm messing with you in DR. So you talked about she started having different expectations of you. Did intimacy stop with y'all?
Yeah, she can become emotionally distant. What else?
Go ahead, because you're going through the list.
She can stop doing the things like that she would do to take care of you. I had one woman who was cheating on me. She just suddenly my hamper was full of dirty clothes. She normally did the laundry. Suddenly I ain't had no clean clothes. You know what I mean? And it was like, yeah, something definitely going on. She didn't have time because she was out with her side piece. She couldn't do the laundry. She was out with her side piece. You know what I mean? Hanging out. The communication starts to falter. You guys maybe used to can sit and talk about anything, laugh and joke about anything, and now you can't do that anymore, or everything's serious, or everything turns into an argument or some sort of disagreement. For me, I typically notice if it starts to become that sort of push and pull, that tug. We start, you know what I mean? Like it's just, okay, it's rocky all of a sudden. It's like, all right, what's going on? Because it doesn't make sense, right? We're good. What's going on now? And then, but again, I don't go looking. I'm just not one of them guys. I'm not going to go checking behind you to go find out what's going on. I am a firm believer what's done in the dark will come to light. I just kind of let it be. Eventually, it'll come out. It always does. And so, but there are some telltale signs early. The emotionally distant one is usually the one that jumps out at me.
Well, I'm going to tell you one that a man told me, because, I be talking to men all the time. He actually told me that he knew his woman was cheating on him because the cootie cat wasn't getting as wet as it used to be. It felt different. He wasn't getting the same energy that the coochie, the head, and the loving, it wasn't being reciprocated like she used to do it. And I said, are you serious? Can men, and I'm gonna ask both of you and any men in the chat, let me know, can y'all tell that your woman's coochie's been tampered with? and has been violated, and another penis has slid in there? Can y'all tell? No. But you know what? I have some men that have told me that they can tell.
Where Tommy at? That's ego. Where Tommy at? That's
Tommy
ego.
B?
That's ego talking. Yeah, you don't know. Unless that dude is hung like a fucking elephant, you don't know. You don't know. You don't know what she's doing. You don't know what she's doing. Some women are good enough that she can legitimately be attracted to you and be attracted to the guy she's sleeping with. And the coochie can get wet for both of y'all. Maybe two guys bring two totally different things to her, and she's attracted and aroused by both of them. And the coochie still get wet. Get wet for him and get wet for you. And so, no, you don't know. I would believe a man is lying if he said, "Oh, I know." Unless I'll say one thing. Unless he was her first. If he was her first, maybe. Because the fitment might be a little bit different. If he was her first. But if he wasn't her first, if he was like her 7th or 8th or 9th, you don't know shit. You lying.
No. I mean,
what about you, Trey? Do you believe that? Well, I guess I'm gonna have to say my light skin Trey.
Listen, I mean, Trey's
my light skinned brother from another mother. Can you tell?
Yeah, light skin always been in since I've been around since '68. Shit, I've been in good. I ain't never been on the downside of none of this shit.
I love to get him started.
No, but Trey,
are you in the back, sir?
Trey's 100%.
Can you tell, Trey? I mean, I know you say you've never even been through this, but can you tell if your woman's coochie been tampered with?
No, I mean, listen, man. No, a guy can't tell. They can put the snap back, whatever they got to do to snap it back. 2 days later, it can be, I mean, it is what it is. Most women are horny too. At the same time, men are. It might be a different day. So women got different cycles of the month, so it's very few to have the same time. Where they have to take a break. So that 5 to 7 day break that y'all need, that's cool. Some guys, the smaller group of guys that are having the most sex, they can understand. You get 2 or 3 women, that's 21 days. He might need a 7-day break too. So 21 days in between, he can be with all 3 of them. Half the time they know it. Sometimes they don't, but he can move that way too. So the women, you can't really tell because they wash it. I just wish that the women that do move like that, just take a fucking bath every time you get through getting smashed. Sit your rotten self down in the tub of hot water. Sit down in there, let it marinate for about an hour. Clean it out real good, and then do whatever you got to do to make it turn into sunshine again. Other than that,
you see why I got to drink when I do my show?
No, you know why I'm laughing? Because Trey is right. There's a video of a white woman who was telling a story about being with her boyfriend in the middle of the night. Her side piece called her and said
I was gonna tell that story. I couldn't find the video. But go ahead, you tell it.
And she went to him, had sex with him. He finished either in her or on her vagina.
No, it was in her.
Okay, it was in her. And then she went home to her boyfriend and he ate her out. She told this story.
Yep. Could not find that video. I wanted this video for tonight, so I was just gonna talk. That's some. You see, y'all hoes ain't loyal. That's some. You didn't even give the man enough respect where that next man was eating the next man's nut out.
And not mentioned, she was in bed with him too, Trey. He called her out. She was in bed with him to leave. Yeah. So she got out of the bed with her boyfriend to go leave to go be with him. Yeah. So to your point, Trey, yeah, take a bath and use the bathroom. It's amazing to me how many women don't urinate after sex. It's crazy to me. Nasty heifers.
Yeah, but I'm gonna turn it around. There's a lot of times when y'all motherfuckers didn't have sex with 2, 3 women at one day, and everything smelled funky except your dick. Yep. Smell like Irish Spring.
Dirty dick motherfuckers running around.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm like, what? Why all this just smell like Irish Spring, but everything else? What's going on around here? Take a whole shower, not just a half a shower.
Well, if they moving around daily like that, that's a little too much. He ain't really making no money. But a guy that's single, like Trey doing his thing. I know y'all say it's a struggle with the women cooperating today. 10 years ago, shit, you can move like that, make your money. They taking you out to eat. All the list that they don't want to go to, they used to take you out to those places. And they used to order $50.
That's why I'm saying y'all be careful, because some of these hoes, they talking a bone fall out because they got so many skeletons in their closet. Some got cemeteries.
Well, there's a
You know,
movement
Bossman reiterated something that I said that was important, and I need y'all to take a look at it. He said, you explained it, Embrace. Next time, think about it. A woman today has been so exposed to so many men before that when she finally settles down, she can't handle just one dick for the rest of her life. I mean, that's the over sexualization. My show on Thursday on erectile dysfunction, people were shocked that young men in their 20s and 30s are getting ED. Why? The over sexualization, the early exposure to sex, the easy access to porn. We got 20-year-olds getting addicted to porn. So when they come across a human body, they don't know, it won't function for them. Same thing for women. Y'all didn't slept with so many men that when it comes time to settle down, you don't want to tell your husband you don't want to hump. Now you want to make your husband suffer a sexless marriage because you was a hoe in your 20s and 30s. Make that make sense to me, ladies. And it is your duty as a wife to satisfy your man. And the way I see it, on demand. On demand. Okay? There's some guys that don't even like their women to sleep or be around the house in drawers because they want to be able to tap in whenever they want. And if a man asks you to do that, I'm sorry, you should do it. That's your man. That's your man. Maybe I'm doing too much, but that's how I am. You know, if you're my man and you're taking care of me and we're exchanging bodily fluids, because the thing is, I guess people nowadays just don't value sex like they used to. And that's why when we were having the conversation a couple of weeks ago, Trey, that I was complaining about, nah, I'm just not going to give it up like that so easily. You got to, put some work in it. But I'm going against hoes. I'm going against the hoes, and they think because they can get it from 20 in the front and 40 in the back, that they can come out and embrace like that. Look, I'm not stupid. At the end of the day, I know y'all want to fuck, but have some couth to it. Be great. Come at me with some gracefulness at it. But to lead with sex and money, to me, it's a turn off. It really is. I mean, make it sound, make it sound romantic, but this, I'm coming over, I'm coming to smash, or, just stupid shit that some men say. It's, anyway, we're getting off track, but, what else? What else are we talking about here? We were talking about, women start caring more about their appearance. Women start dressing differently. Women start calling you less, taking longer to text you back. Yeah, I'm giving it all away, ladies, because you know what? Y'all ain't shit. We ain't shit. And we complain about the men all the time. But while we're pointing a finger at them, look, there's 3 pointing at us. I need y'all to stop bashing my men and start taking a mirror. Look, I keep one right here all the time because sometimes I got to check myself. Take a mirror out and check yourselves before you wreck yourselves. Oh, men ain't shit. Ain't no good men out here. No, maybe it's the choices that you're making. Maybe it's the men that you're picking. I'm right there with y'all guys. Sometimes I be thinking like, what was I thinking? But sometimes a man catch you in a situation, catch you at the right time, the mood is aligned, everything is right. But then you got to wake up out of that fog. But the thing remains is that when Chris Brown said that song, it went, he just coined that shit. We got pastors saying that shit in their sermons. BMU, if you're there, you're welcome to play that little clip. And I think we got another video. Please tell me you have the video from the setup. we'll close. We'll do that video and then we'll close out because I'm trying to stay under the 2-hour mark. Are you there, BMU? Or are you sleeping? What we doing, sir? What we doing? Oh Lord. This way, is it because I'm light skinned? What we doing? I don't I don't, what's going on? Where you at, BMU? I can't text you because I'm on my phone right now. I can't get a hold of you. Trey, if you can get a hold of him for me.
I don't think BMU's on the 1s and 2s tonight. I think it's Black David.
Yeah, it is him. Look at the back chat.
Black
He
David,
said it was
where are
him.
you, buddy? Killing us.
Where you at, BMU? You eating? What you doing? You laying it down? But anyway, let me see. So you have a daughter, Trey. How are you going to talk to her and explain to her about cheating?
You know, I I have personal feelings about cheating. I don't know. This is something that actually me and her mom were talking about this probably about 2 weeks ago. We were having a conversation about, you know, how do we want to explain relationships to our daughter. I don't know how I'm going to explain cheating. I will explain it to her that it's more than likely going to happen to you. Be ready. Be ready. It's going to come. I highly doubt you will go throughout your life and not deal with a man who will cheat on you. Now, that's not the most optimistic thing to say, but I think it's the most realistic thing to say. I want to get her prepared for what's more than likely going to happen and how she needs to be in control of her emotions. Because I just watched a video of a man who caught his girlfriend cheating, and he took out a flamethrower and chased this guy down the street, trying to burn him up with a flamethrower. So people, I'm glad that never happened while I was on duty, because I would have hated to have to put somebody down if they're trying to burn me up like that.
Well,
but you know, I'll be honest with you, Grace. I don't know. All I know is to tell her, because the one thing I always wonder with women is, you guys don't want guys to cheat on you, and I get it. I get the emotional. It's taxing emotionally. I get that, right? It's also not very safe in these days, right? With the STDs, STI rates, and all that. But then you get the next man, and he does the same thing too. He cheats too, and I'm like, so you left one cheater to get with another cheater? And that doesn't make any sense. And what I noticed is that you just got with a better cheater. You haven't figured it out yet, but he's just a better cheater. He's better than you know. I'm a much better cheater now than I was when I was 21, right? I know what to do. So you just got with a better cheater. I think that we have to prepare women and explain to them biology, how men operate, how men think, what men want, variety, right? Because it's also the same with young men. We have to explain to young men, women are not what you see on TV of the old movies and old days. They have sort of changed and morphed into a different type of woman, whereas they want pleasure too. We got women talking about, I'm leaving him because his penis is too small, or he doesn't make me come.
Stupid shit.
Yeah, but that's where we're at. You know what I mean? Whereas I don't think women back in the day would have left for those reasons. They would have figured something else out. But now we got women with.
Oh, you don't have socks with your shoes on, or
right.
I didn't like your beard. It wasn't. I mean, I watched that show.
But I'm saying it from a sexual standpoint. So I don't know exactly. Thank goodness she's 5. So I have a bunch of time to sort of figure this out, how I'm going to approach this, so to speak. But I'm not completely sure how I'm going to break this down to her, other than the fact that I am going to be honest with her about male nature, and that your boyfriend is going to look at other girls and he is going to like other girls. And it doesn't mean that he doesn't like you. He likes you any less. It doesn't mean that you're inadequate. It doesn't, like, I don't want her to feel insecure about herself because a boy likes other girls too. Or, she gets
that's normal.
It's normal. It's just normal behavior. And eventually you'll find a guy who thinks, that you're the best thing since pockets. You know what I mean? Like, eventually you'll find him. And to be quite honest, he might cheat on you too. To be quite honest with you, it's a possibility. I think what I'll have to teach her is you have to find a man who's grounded in something that may be bigger than him, maybe his religion, maybe his spirituality. That's why he won't cheat. Or maybe he's a man who's of high moral standards and character, and that's why he won't cheat. That's what I would push her towards. Try to find that type of man, so that way you won't have to worry about cheating. But even still, you know, listen, these women.
Well,
put it this way, coochie has never been coochie. The lowest rates, the lowest prices of all time. Like it has never been
stock
easier.
dropped.
It
The
has
stock
never,
crashed out on coochie.
Grace, it's never been easier to have sex with a woman, I think, than it is today. If you're
Okay,
a man, if you're
and
a
I'm
man who has
glad
some
you
shit
said
together.
that. Do you see why I'm having not only okay? I will put my age right, but take the age away. You take a woman like me who kind of values sex, because when I give myself to you, I'm giving, well, except for the booty hole, but I'm gonna give you 110%. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that, sir. I don't do that. I feel like I'm being punked out.
You say it's an exit only?
Yes. I'm not into that. And you see, if I got with a man that's into that, I would help him find somebody so he can get that desire fulfilled. But all you know, you ain't gonna get mine. But with the way I went about it with my son, I told him straight up, hoes ain't loyal. They will use you. They're manipulative. They'll like you. They'll make pretend they like you. Ass, cash, or grass. Nobody rides for free. Okay, you can bring home mama the grass. I'll exchange it. But I kept it real with him. I've already gone through one heartbreak with him. We worked it through. I said, let the feeling go. Let it feel what you feel. But then let's pick up and let's keep it moving. Because you got too many other bitches that like you and want to be with you. But that was his first. That was his first everything. So I get it. So I had to be there and listen to Drake with him and eat ice cream.
Not Drake.
Yep.
Drake.
And then I sent him, I said, go to your boy's house, go to the gym, go work, go get all that energy out. And then go. And I said, how many other girls like you right now? He was like, about 6. Go text them all right now. Go holler at all of them right now. And just, but it's going to happen, Jordan. And whenever you find that one, you'll know. But until you're ready, and I tell him this all the time, be like Baskin Robbins. Try all 32 flavors. Get that shit out your system.
The best way to get back at an ex that cheated on you is to level up as a man. That's the best revenge you can ever have on a woman. So that when she sees you 2 years later, you're in the best shape of your life.
And
you have more money than you had before. You know what I mean? That is the best revenge you can ever have. A lot of guys want to play tit for tat and what we were talking about the other night, matching energy and all that other BS. That don't work on women. What works on women is that if she sees you in 6 months and you're in much better shape than what you were when y'all were together.
You were the problem.
And yeah, you were holding me back. Yeah, that's the best revenge to get on a woman that cheated on you. But I mean, I'm curious to hear what Trey Ferg has to say because he has older sons. So I think the best thing we can do as parents is just be honest. The best thing we can do is say, look, I'm gonna tell you what it is. This is what it is.
Because if you don't, the internet will be honest with them. If you don't, their homeboys are gonna be honest with him. So last night we were talking because I'm training him. I said, look, I don't need to hear from you all week. I see what you're doing on social media. But Sundays, you need to take time out and holler at me. And he's been I've talked to my son more now than I ever have. Even when he was living with me, and he's been gone for a month. Because now, Mom, I miss you. I miss your cooking. I miss our conversation. So last night he told me, and I know she's not watching, so she's not going to find out. He's like, Mom, I'm going to make her my girlfriend next week. I'm going to wait till I get paid, and I'm going to make it official. And this happened. So he's been good for 2 years, because that relationship was 2 years ago. I said, are you sure you're ready? He was, are you sure? If I would check your phone right now as your girlfriend, what you got going on in that phone? And he started laughing. I said, you better start deleting shit, deleting threads, unfollowing people, and doing the right thing. Because remember, don't do to no female what you don't want no man to do to me. If you're not ready, he was like, Mom, we're going to college together. We're going to the same college. I'm going to be with her. And I'm like, I said, then, I said to him, so why don't you just marry the girl? I mean, if it's that serious, you don't have. He was like, Mom, I'm not ready for marriage. I said, but you ready for sucking and fucking, all right? You ready for all of that? You ready for all of that? I said, look, whatever y'all do, because I talk to her too, just like I'm talking to y'all right now. I said, I know that's my son and you love him, but don't let him put no baby in you, because that dream that you have to be a veterinarian, I'm not saying that it can't happen, but it would be slowed down. It would take longer. And then you're going to expect my son or some boy to support you when they're only 18 years old. How much do you think an 18-year-old is going to do? And I said, do you think it's fair that you put that burden on me or your mother and your father? I wasn't there when y'all were doing y'all shit. Don't bring me in the thing. And she started laughing. She was like, oh my, because she's comes from a good home. They're Christian. And she ain't never had anybody talk to her the way I keep it real. I said, don't let my son or any other boy punk you out. You have a plan. You want to go to school. You want to be a veterinarian. Then stay focused. You have plenty of time for that. But also consider finding your husband while you're in college. And if that happens to be my son, you better snatch him now. You better snatch him now, because once y'all go to college, and he's going to Santa Fe Community College, and then he's going to transfer to UF. Imagine University of Florida. Okay. I said, Sophia, you're going to see a lot of hot guys. Yep. I said, Jordan, you're going to see a lot of them cheerleaders and stuff like that. Y'all sure y'all ready to be committed? And he was like, Mom, all we can do is try. You and Dad did it. Because me and his dad were dating in high school and then through college. And then, yeah, we ended up breaking up because every time I called his dorm, there was always bitches in the room. And then, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm over here in Tallahassee at FAMU. You over there at Buffalo State University. And I'm trying to be loyal to you. Oh, no. I broke up with him.
With all the snow bunnies?
Huh?
You up there with all them snow bunnies in Buffalo?
Exactly. And I was going to be with all the brothers at FAMU. Rattler. So, yeah, we broke up. But you see, we found our way back to each other 11 years later, got together, you know, and got married, had George. I mean, it could happen. It's like, it could happen. Maybe my son would follow through with it. All I keep telling them and talking to them is, please have no baby. Please have no baby. Don't make no woman no single mom. I asked him last night, you strapping it up? He was like, yeah, Mom. And there was a kind of like a hesitation. I said, I'll tell you what, that pullout game better be strong.
Lying.
That pullout game don't mean shit.
Lying to you,
I know. I said, okay, think you know what you're doing with that pullout game. Just so you know, sir, that pre-ejaculation is loaded with sperm. I mean, this is how me and my son talk. I'm telling you, I do not play around with him. I said, don't make me Amazon you a whole box of lifetime warranty of condoms. Because I don't want to be a grandma right now. I just, you know, I feel free now that I don't have to, because I dated in a very controlled environment when I had my son with me. I'm not saying I'm going to a whole phase, guys. Let's not think that.
Yeah,
no, Trey. But the thing is that I can go out of town now. I can go on trips because I don't leave my son alone. I don't just, you know, I didn't bring any Tom, Dick, and Harry to the house. So, no, I'm not going into a whole phase. But the thing is, Gracie got to get her groove back.
Grace, you trying to save yourself now. Listen, you're empty nester. You still think you're hot. And
I know I'm hot. I know this is a hot pocket still. I ain't even been through menopause yet. I'm good.
As long as you know that.
Good.
Listen, as long as you know that, yes, you're going to the gray waters. It's gonna be sharky waters where you going at.
Oh, I already know there's piss in the dating pool, and I saw a couple turds in there too. So I mean, it's bad.
Your son, he's in a good position. You know, he's trying to get his education. Hopefully, he doesn't make you a grandmama. But if he does, the question I want to ask you: are you going to support him and the child?
I'm not going to be the type of grandma that's going to look after the kid 24/7 and buckle my ass down. I will help.
Are you going to buy groceries for the child and little supplies for it, do grandmama stuff? Come and get it.
I would do my little part, but I'm not going to do how our pain, and shout out to our pain. He always talks about this, how a lot of these young kids are burdening their parents with their children. It's not going to become a burden to me. That's all I can say to you. Am I going to stop by? Am I going to bake cookies and shit? Am I going to take care of the baby while they go on a date? Absolutely. But I'm not going to be like some of these grandparents. Oh, they don't go to daycare. They stay with me all day. You got me fucked up.
You know what, Grace? I want to believe you. I really do. I want to believe you. But I think that when you hold that little sucker in your hands and your arms, things are, see, you're a woman, it's different. Things going to change.
Especially if it's a little girl. Because I told him, the first baby he's going to have is a little girl. He was like, Mom, how do you know? I said, because I had a miscarriage and it was a little girl and God is going to give her back to me through you. So
Grace,
maybe you're right, Trey. I don't know. We'll wait 10 years for that to
Grace,
come about,
so you
okay?
just happy because of your son and the woman he ends up being with to start a family with. If they have a little girl, it's over for you. You're going to be smush marshmallow pies all day long. Ain't stop it. Now, if a situation like now, just because you've had this talk, now it's different when you had a talk and then hit that love bug. When that love hit his heart and he's laying up with old girl and they've been together and he ain't got to pull out game thinking it, because most men are one track mind. We can't do all this extra shit. In the mid stroke and he hit that non-pull out game and you become a grandmama, whose fault would you blame? Would you blame him or the girl?
Him.
Okay. Yeah.
I would blame him.
Because you gave him the information and the understanding.
I gave him the information and he didn't apply it, but I've also given her the information. I've also told her, don't let no boy, even if it's my son. You say you want to be a veterinarian. How are you going to be a veterinarian with a baby on your hip?
Yeah.
It would be difficult.
I said, look, Sophia, I already know what you're doing. You ain't got to be shy with me. You know me and Jordan, the type of relationship that me and Jordan got. So I know most of it. Okay. And it's okay. I was 18 once too, but just be smart. I know that I can't stop half these people that I talk to out here in Embrace Land and Black Men Unfiltered to stop having sex, but stop having babies. You don't have to make a human to fuck. Uh-oh, my coach is in here. I'm not speaking soft and lovely, right? Oh, hell. Oh, Lord.
Let me
Hi, Lawson Translate. How you doing,
you've been cutting
Moss?
up. What's happening, baby? You've been cutting up all night long. You know that, don't you? You've been loud.
I know you've been in the chat. I seen you.
You've been
I gave you a
loud.
shout out. $20 in the front, $40 in the back.
Baby, 20 in the front.
There it is.
40 in the back. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing is this, man. Look.
Go ahead.
You want your son to do the right thing, right? So
absolutely.
Don't let him dabble in what's going on in these streets, man. You know, if you really want your son to be married or whatever, take him to marriage counseling. Let him talk to a pastor or somebody. You know what I'm saying? Let him know what's really going on out here.
Because well, he's getting baptized next week. So we're doing it, getting baptized, you know?
Listen, life is a long, long journey, man. And if you want him to do it the right way, you got to start him out the right way. You know what I'm saying? You can't worry about what the rest of the world doing. You can't tell him to strap it up and all this stuff. Just tell him don't do it. Don't take a chance. Because what's going to happen if he gets her pregnant, he's not prepared? That's going to be a problem. You know what I mean? Start talking about finances. You know, is your money right? Can you have a baby today? Then you don't need to be having sex. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. We got to start having real conversations with our boys instead of telling them, hey, just don't go out there and get nobody pregnant. That's not real instructions. You see what I'm saying? Sit down with them with a piece of paper and ask them, how much does it cost to bring a baby in this world? You know what I'm saying? How much does it cost? Go down to the hospital and say, hey, look, talk to one of the nurses. Hey, you guys run bills, right? What's the average cost of bringing the child in? You know, and then after that, how much does it cost to feed a child? You know, how much does it cost to take them to the doctor? You know, that type of thing. Shots, all of that stuff, man. You know what I mean? Take them to the little shoe store. Hey, how much do shoes cost? You know, how much do diapers and milk and formula? And then you look him in the eye and say, you ready for that? You know, because I think we do a poor job of preparing our kids from the beginning instead of just telling them, don't do like I did, do like I say do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
That's a cop-out.
Not in this generation, because they do exactly what they see us do.
Right. And they see what's going on TV. You know, we gotta build our kids up from the ground up. We can't wait until they get to 18 and they got their hormones raging and we ain't prepare them. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. We gotta catch them early, man. You know, just like Trey said, he got his daughter, what, 5? Ain't that right, Trey? He said, "Get away." I'll show you. Trey is starting already. You know
but
what I'm saying? Because he
but
knows
Lost,
it's a long
I've been
journey.
talking to my son since he was 6 years old.
Well, he should
I
know
mean,
then, right?
huh?
He should know.
Yeah,
now,
but
right?
knowing, because he'll tell me, Mom, I be hearing your voice in the back of my head. It's like you on one shoulder dressed with an angel, and you on another shoulder dressed with the devil. And he admitted to me that there's a lot of times where he was going to do something stupid, and he heard my voice. And I said, well, I hope that you apply that until you're at least 25 years old. But trying to convince an 18-year-old with raging hormones, you know, I can only plant the seed so much, Lost. And I pray every night that he applies what me and his father and his uncle and his grandfather have taught him. Because at the end of the day, they're going to do what they want to do.
What does his daddy say? You know, his daddy got his DNA. You know what I'm saying?
His daddy talks to him simply about getting his life ready to become a man, staying on his purpose.
That's who we need to be talking to. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Because women have a fantasy of how life should be.
Well, he's spending the whole summer. He graduated. He stayed a week with me, and June 1st, he left to be with his daddy for the whole summer. And then he's going straight to school. I'm not even going to see him go to college. You know, like, you know how you send off your kids? He was like, Mom, I'll be here for Thanksgiving.
Do you know one thing that I always noticed? I'm not telling you not to talk to your son. If it's your son, you can talk to him as much as you want. But I would imagine that the words are stronger and more effective when they come from his father.
And I would agree with you, but he was very sheltered growing up. And he wasn't taught on how to communicate.
That's still his daddy. You know?
I hear you, but I'm not going to wait. I was the one that had to push my ex. I'm like, you know, he's asking questions about sex. You need to, what do you mean? He's too young.
At what age do you fall out? At what age do you bail out? Because your son is what, 18 now?
Yeah.
So he's a man.
Well, I've started to tell him it's TMI, Jordan. I don't need to know everything, because he'll still call me and tell me, Mom, guess what's up? He'll call me
because that's what you cultivated.
I mean, we have that kind of relationship, but now
rather he should be going to his dad and having.
It's not going to happen. They never had that kind of relationship, and me and the father separated when Jordan was 11.
They can start. They can start.
So I mean, I've never been the type of mom to discourage it. I don't even have him on child support. He had access to our son whenever he wanted. I said, shoot, come get him. Save me $60, $80, because it takes $60, $80 to feed him.
Let me explain something to you. It ain't about you no more.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't about you no more.
That's why he's at his daddy's for the summer.
Baby, listen, I think you fall into the category where a lot of women do. They want to get credit for all the good stuff the boys do. And then when the bad stuff shows up, it's his daddy's fault. Well, my thing is,
I'm not going to do that.
Give the daddy an opportunity to daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Lost. That's all I'm saying. Then why is he's at his father's house for the whole summer before school?
Well, let me ask you, do you think he probably would have been more prepared if he had more summers with his dad instead of just the last summer?
No, because he went there. You got to let me in. He was there for spring break. He was there for Christmas break. He got him a lot. When we moved up to Georgia, he went and saw his dad 6 times in 2 years.
Grace,
so it was, and when I lived in Florida, Grace, he had access.
Grace, I'm telling you, as a man, that's not enough.
I can't force him to be daddy. You know,
you're right. But my thing is this: you at some point you got to let him go. And that's something that a lot of mothers struggle with their sons. You gotta let him go. That's the reason why some cultures. No, you haven't.
Why? Because we have conversations?
No, you're still trying to take credit. You know what I'm saying? At this point when he's 18, it's no longer time to take credit. You've done all you can do.
Mm-hmm.
You've done all you can do. I agree with you. Yeah, so my thing is this: it's time to turn them loose. It really is. That's the reason why in some cultures the men take the boys away, because it's time. And I'm telling you,
you sound like one of my homeboys. Like, take the titty up the mouth and let him grow up.
It must be something to it, you know.
well, the thing is, Grace, we're listening to you when you're telling us the type of relationship you have with your son, and us being men, Trey Ferg has sons, right? You know what I mean? I have a son, even though technically he's not mine, but it's my son. You know what I mean? Like we have these, we know what's going on, and that's why I asked, who do you think it sounds better coming from, his father or from you? When I say things to my son, it sounds a whole lot different than when his mama say it, and it has a little bit of a sting. And I told him, because he's 16, and I made him put a condom on a banana right in front of me. And I made it very clear to him, you will fuck your life up having a child. I meant it. You are too young. You're not ready. And I know the feeling. We all know the feeling. We all men on the, we know what it feels like to be 18 and virile. And it's, you exploding inside, especially when you got a girlfriend. Because I was 19 getting ready to join the Air Force. And I had a girlfriend. She was 21. She was older than me. And my mother told me, she sat me down. She said, hey, look, I just want to put a little bug in your ear. Don't get her pregnant before you leave, because it's going to ruin your life. And my uncle, I heard what she said, but my uncle was the one who confirmed it. He's the one that said, hey, I know you out here having sex. Don't get that girl pregnant, because your life is over. I heard him when he said, it just sounded different coming out of his mouth than it did coming out of my own mother's mouth. You know what I mean? That's why I asked you, who do you think is more effective?
This is what I'll do for you guys. I will text the father tomorrow and I will say, please make sure you reiterate the importance of him not making a baby from now till 26, 7 years old. Please reiterate that. He needs to hear it from you versus me. I will do that for you guys.
Right.
Huh?
You know why it works better with the men.
Because only a man can teach a boy how to be a man, and it has more sternness.
That's what you've heard on. No, that's what you've heard on the internet. That's not what that is.
Then what is it?
When a boy hears it from his dad, he's hearing it from himself in the future, because he can see himself in his father, and it justifies himself as a man when it comes from his father. That's the reason why.
Okay.
So he can't see himself in you, because in the back of your mind, you're thinking about survival. You see what I'm saying? And what you have to do next to survive. Men don't too tough worry about survival. They worry about thriving. And when a father talks to him, it's more of a situation where, now that you're a man, here's what you're going to have to do. This is what's really going to happen in the world, because men move differently, because the world treats men differently. And that's the reason why it means more coming from dad,
agree with you,
than it does from mom.
Grace.
Yes, sir.
In the situation of what you said, you're reaching out to him. One of the easiest ways to get the message at one level for all three, just call Pops tomorrow, let him know that you want to have a little family meeting with everybody. And you just sort of let your son know that you really want him to take the time to develop that relationship. But you can also tell the father, look, he needs you. He needs that second half of life. That be a good man, be a better man. He needs to hear that from you. And listen, I'm telling him, don't have no children out of wedlock. I need for you to guarantee me right now that you'll do the same thing. And when we had this meeting, we're going to talk about having no children out of wedlock, finishing school, setting yourself up for a position so you can start a family. And then when he go to choose his wife, you can have no say so, Grace. You cannot say nothing. You just make sure that she ain't been out here. She got good stock in her. And other than that, back up, because once he falls in love as a man, ain't nothing you can do.
He already in love, Trey.
He gone right now,
He
Trey.
already in love. He raw dogging every night. I promise you.
Just have a conversation out loud. Let everybody be a part of it. It'll work.
So he got that romantic stuff from his mama. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. So when you fall in love and you find a girl and y'all gonna be holding hands and y'all gonna be walking in the park or whatever, his daddy gonna say, boy, you better get a job because them bills coming. Because he already know that there ain't gonna be no romance without no finances. You know what I'm saying?
I got you, Lost. My baby been working since he was 14 on the same job.
That's a different perspective. A dad is gonna tell you what you're gonna have to do. You know what I'm saying? That's real talk. Not only that, the father needs his son too, because believe it or not, it fulfills something in a father to see his son do well as well. Because it also validates him. It validates him as a man as well. So he has a vested interest in the well-being of his child. You know what I'm saying? Because when people look at him, it's something inside a man that said, that's my boy. That's my girl. You know what I'm saying? So when you take that away from him, that actually does the child and the father a disservice. Now, granted, you've actually taken care of him. You put food in his mouth, you put shelter and all this other stuff, and that is good. We're not taking that away. But at some point in time, he is going to need the fuel, you know what I mean, that's in him from his father, that's going to propel him into manhood. And that's what most of the guys are trying to tell you on the panel. You know, he needs that rocket fuel from his dad to launch him into the stratosphere.
And I agree with you. And that's why we planned it, that he would spend the summer before going to college with his dad. I said, no, you're not staying with me. Okay, you're going to go with your dad. We're going to transfer you to your job to Florida, and you're going to stay with your dad, and you're going to go straight to college. And he was like, but I'm going to see you Thanksgiving. I said, of course, I got you. You know, all he's thinking about is that food, Lost. All he's thinking about that food for Thanksgiving. So that was the thought process, exactly what you just said. If he's with his dad the summer before going to college, his dad can, you know, talk to him and put, but I will reiterate everything that you said to me to him tomorrow, so he can go in a little bit harder in the paint, because now he's about to ask this girl to be his girlfriend. And now it's going to be, and they're going to the same school together, you know, and so it's just Grace, a lot of prayers.
Now, Grace,
I'm going to let you in a little secret. Tell him to wait at least to Labor Day. Tell him to wait to Thanksgiving.
I'm going to wait to Thanksgiving. Grace, I'm going to let you a little secret. Okay, this is where a lot of women mess up. You know, y'all don't edify the father enough. And what it does, it actually opens the child's ears for instruction from the father. If you've told your kids their whole entire life that daddies ain't this and they're deadbeats or whatever, why should he listen? You're his mother. You're the closest thing next to him. You know what I'm saying? So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to edify your ex-husband to your son to validate his knowledge and wisdom that he's going to need. That's the only thing that's going to help him. So when a lot of these women get on these TV shows and podcasts or whatever, and they say that the man ain't this and that, well, guess what? You invalidating anything that comes out of his mouth as far as what's going to help the child from the beginning, because you didn't put your mouth where it should have been, which is talking good about the instructions of men. And what happens is a lot of time, most women don't realize is that a man's instructions are very important to a child. Number one, a child wants to be validated from their father just as much as their mother.
Absolutely.
So when you tell your child that whatever comes out of his mouth ain't nothing because he ain't been there, and all of a sudden he's going on there for the summertime, you think your son's ears are going to be perked up, ready to listen? You know, if you had been talking to him the whole time saying, hey, your dad is important. No, it's not. It's going to take more time. That's the reason why I said sometimes one summer ain't good enough. You know, this needs to be a lifetime thing. He needs to be in his son's life from here on out. Let's think about it. Your father's going to have to teach him throughout the different stages of life, from being a child to a teenager to a young adult to a millennial. You know what I'm saying? To a person who's in a middle age. A father's lessons never stop. You know, he's going to have to walk you through those different stages of life. And my thing is, if you invalidate the teacher, then that's not going to make the student ready. If anything, he's going to be looking at him with a side eye. So that's the reason why I tell a lot of women, make sure that when you're talking down on men, you're actually doing your children a disservice. And not only are you doing your children a disservice, you're doing your whole entire lineage a disservice, because you got a whole bunch of people in their family tree that don't listen to men. That's the reason why I tell guys, if you go to a woman and her whole family ain't nothing but a bunch of women, you better run. Because those women don't respect men. They don't respect their presence. They don't respect their wisdom. They don't respect nothing. So my thing is this: why should he go into a situation where he's going to be in a family with nothing but women that they don't respect men? That's going to mess up his psyche at some point in time. So I tell men, if you go to a family where there's some men there, you're off to a good start. But if it's nothing but women, you got to run. That's not a place for men.
Yeah, that's why I was asking on our Payne show. He had to pop the balloon, and I said one of the questions that these guys should be asking the women is, was your dad in your life? And if your dad wasn't in your life, who was the male authority that was in your life? That's an important question. You can say what you want to say about me. I have never dated a woman whose father was not in her life. Every woman that I have dated, her daddy was in her life to some degree, whether her parents weren't together or not, or whether they were still married. Her father was there. So I never had that issue of I'm going to be disrespectful in the sense of what we see out on the streets today, right? There's other ways of disrespect, but not to the way we see it today. It's important. I just know that when I hear you talk about your son, I hear me. Like, this was me before I got ready to go into the Air Force. I thought I was so in love, and her name was Tiana, by the way. And I'm marrying Tiana, and Tiana was a little light, bright, little, light skin with freckles, and I was over them, and she was older than me too. Great, so I thought I was doing it out here. You know what I mean? I got me an older woman. She can drink. She got a car. She drive. Like, I was getting myself there, but I thought I was doing it. And then you realize as you get a little bit older, brother, you was living on the edge, having going raw dogging her, not pulling out, relying on her to take birth control or plan B or whatever. Bro, I was living on the edge. This whole thing, we could be having a completely different conversation about Trey. And I could have a bunch of kids, and for whatever reason, somebody looked out for me. You know what I mean? Somebody looked out for me to make sure I didn't have these kids because I was living on the edge. So I hear that, and I remember everything you saying to me, my mother was saying. Everything you saying, but I wasn't hearing it because I was getting sex. I was having sex. So what you gonna tell me? You don't know what this feel like. You ain't got
That's
no penis.
That's a good clip right there.
You don't have no penis. I was having sex out here, and she was a baddie too. Okay, I was having sex. You can't tell me nothing until my uncle sat me down and said, "Sit your little ass down. Let me have a conversation with you." No, that's not what he said. He said, "Sit your punk ass down." Is what he said. He said, "Sit your punk ass down. Let me have a conversation with you." And he told me what you're doing and the way, and the funny part is, I never once told him we was having sex, raw dog. He didn't need to. I didn't have to tell him. He already knew.
Saw it.
He already knew. He said, "You getting ready to head to the military? That's a good thing for you. I'm happy for you. Yada yada yada. But you getting ready to fuck this up. You're gonna take yourself down a path." And then he said, what he really got me to say, and then you're gonna have to marry her. That's when I went, wait, what? So yeah, if you get her pregnant, you're gonna have to marry her. Is that what you want to do? I had to slow it all down. It said 19. I'm 19. Right? So when I hear you talk about your son, I'm like, I know exactly what he doing. Because I've been there. You got a girlfriend.
And I brought up the marriage. So why don't y'all get married then? If you want to play house and be grown, get married then. And he was like, well, Mom, I ain't ready to get married. I said, then you shouldn't be raw dogging anything right now then. He was like, yeah, you right. I got some type shit. You know how they talk. But Lit, did BMU leave you any more videos to show?
Yeah, but I don't know which ones he's shown and one hadn't shown. What you want me to put up there?
He's only shown 2.
Do you know which ones?
He's shown the one with the girl getting in the car. Okay, and he's shown the one. Man, which one did we see? The girl talking about that she cheats when she gets bored. There's one that I want to show about a show.
Is this it?
Okay. Yeah. No, he ain't shown that one, so that's a good one.
What about this
women
one?
cheating right now? Y'all don't want to hear that though.
Nope.
Have y'all seen that one?
No.
Well, hey, let's get it cracking then. Hold on.
Got nothing to do with sex. If you giving another man time in your inbox, he in your DMs, y'all talk, good morning, beautiful. Hey, what you doing today? Hey, I like what you doing. All of that, like you giving a man conversation. Now, if a man do that, oh, you building a relationship. But what you think you doing? You cheating? Really? You cheating? Yeah, you cheating. But see, y'all don't want to talk about that. Yeah, y'all answer the man. Oh, you look beautiful. You look. Oh, I like what you wearing. Like you wearing them shoes. Like that brother don't care nothing about no shoes. Shout it. He trying to build a relationship with you, and you building one with you cheating. A lot of women cheating right now. Y'all don't want to hear that though.
Are they?
Because it ain't got.
Yep. And that is exactly what a guy I used to date, because I asked him, what at one point would you consider cheating? And he told me straight out, if you give your number out to another guy, I'm through. because I know that after the phone number is going to be the little, bullshit ass conversations. Then it's going to get the deep conversations. Then he's going to want to take you out. He was like, Grace, exactly what I did to you. Exactly how I got you. Got your phone number, talked to you nice, took you out, and now we're here. So why would you give your phone number to somebody else if we're dealing with each other? So I respected that. I really did. And that's why people have to have, every person has a different interpretation of what cheating is, but y'all have to have that deep conversation. Lit, at what point do you consider cheating?
If she entertains anybody, man, like real talk. I know what married women move like. You know what I'm saying? I've sat next to women at work or whatever, and the ones that are married, they ain't got no conversation for me. For what? You see what I'm saying? They cut them conversations short. They ain't finna say nothing. It's the ones who don't have no respect for their man. The ones that, could you help me with this? Or could you help me with that? Anything to get in your proximity for you to smell their perfume, for them to rub up against you. You know what I'm saying? To test your manhood. That's disrespectful. It's the little things that count. And men know these things. It don't take much, because we already know she already leaning up against me. She want to feel these muscles. You know what I'm saying? She wanna smell.
So you're like my ex then. He considered me giving my phone number out, entertaining somebody, and that right there is the point of cheating. Trey, my dark-skinned Trey. Cheating. What do you, at what point do you consider your girl cheating? What does she have to do when you?
I told you, when she got that tingling sensation when that brother walked in.
But you're not going to know she got that tingling sensation.
But she knows. She knows she got that feeling. And the moment you identify that feeling, you're like, yo, I'm attracted to this brother. Her entire attitude should shift that I need to stay away from him. That should be her. That should be her. It's not that you're not going to have interaction with the opposite sex. It's going to happen. But we know when okay, no, y'all flirting. I have sat at tables with married couples and their wife is flirting with me right in front of the husband. And I'm looking around like, he don't notice this? And it was later confirmed when she wanted to link up. Let's go have coffee. Let's do this. Hey, did you get your lunch today? This whole work wife thing. You know what I mean? Oh, so you really were flirting with me at the table with your husband sitting there. Disrespectful. So when you know this, you've identified this guy, this person, whether it be man or woman, you've identified this person, I'm attracted to this person, probably should stay away from them. I can have civil, quick conversations. Hey, how you doing? Good morning, yada, yada. But that's it. But like Law said, when y'all getting a little close, you can smell her perfume, or you doing too much. You're going way too far because you know there is an attraction to this person. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're tempted. And temptation breeds mistakes. People start doing dumb shit when they get tempted. So the whole thing is, I'm a believer in roots. Let's kill it at the root. If the root is attraction, you need to deal with it the moment you notice I'm attracted to this person.
Lit, if you could do me a favor, put Miss O'Show comments off because she's cooking in the chat right now. Entertaining guys in the DMs, putting inappropriate pictures on the internet is cheating. Next, she got another good one. Continually giving eye contact is cheating. I mean, dressing inappropriately in public is cheating too. These all, Miss O, you're cooking in the chat right now. You're making some gumbo, okay? But to some men, some things may not be considered cheating to others. And that's why all I'm saying is, people, have the conversation. Don't have the conversation when it's already at the cheating point. Like, I asked my dude at the time I was dating, what point do you consider cheating? Tell me the rules of your game so I can move accordingly. And he told me straight up, the minute you give your phone number to somebody, it's cheating. I said, okay. So I mean, to another guy, it may not mean that. It may means if you talk to him on the phone. It may, everybody's different. Most men are the same, but some are different too. Trey, my light-skinned brother from another mother, at what point do you consider cheating?
Trey,
You're
on
mute,
man. Mute monster got you.
I'm sorry, man. Again, I think it's hard for me to answer this question, because
oh, that's right, because you've never been cheated.
Somebody,
yeah, that you know of.
If I'm in a relationship, then I'll talk about, don't be hugging no dude, and I'll look at women like it. If I think you're attractive, I figure everybody thinks you're attractive. But if you with me or without me, don't be hugging up on no dude, passing out no numbers, the basic stuff. You know what I'm saying? If I call you, you got 48 hours to show up, or I'll just dismiss you. I listen, 48 hours. Because what are you doing in between that time? You see my number. You see I call. Might have left a message. Hit me back when you get a chance. Then we go the next day and all that way to the next day. And then I get a call like, oh, I didn't see that shit. All right. But you can look at the social media and see somebody had been active. Come on, man. All that shit, I don't know. I guess I just.
What about you, Tommy? You caught a quick power nap? What happened?
I'm on I-5, so the signal get a little weak. But,
I got you. So at what point do you consider cheating?
It's pretty simple. It's right when you start acting with somebody of the opposite sex in a way that you can't do in front of me. So that's whether it's communication, physical touch, anything. If you're doing something with that person that you wouldn't feel comfortable doing in front of me, it's a problem.
That's a good way of seeing it.
But if I can't read the text messages, it's a reason for that. You get what I'm saying? If you're having a conversation with that person and it has to stop when I come around, it's a reason for that. You get what I'm saying? So if you have to do anything with that person and you're not comfortable doing it in front of me, it's a reason for that. And it's more than likely because you're doing something that you don't want to do. Like the problem with what women would try to do is because they haven't crossed a certain line, even though like what Trey said, they're getting these feelings. And we know what those feelings are. Because they haven't crossed the line, they'll still try to have that plausible deniability. Like I told you earlier, like I was like a professional side dude. I knew exactly when I had her on the leash. Like, boom. Because it's just, you could tell by the movements, you could tell by, the way the conversation goes, et cetera, et cetera. I knew exactly when you had them on the leash. And one of the number one reasons why is because if the dude calls or if the dude comes around, that nervousness kicks in and it's, and so you pretty much you doing something inappropriate.
I hear you. Okay, we got somebody that got their draws in a bunch. Jimmy Rizzo keeps saying that this is one-sided. Can we be real? Can we be positive? First of all, the show is about hoes ain't loyal. So this is going to be a one-sided show because we're talking about hoes. If y'all want me to talk about the men next week, then we can talk about the men. But the topic is hoes ain't loyal. So we're going to keep talking about the hoes. Okay? So if I don't know who you are, you seem to be interacting with me like you know me like that, but the link is in the top. I just want to let you know I got snipers here. You start acting dumb, they finger on the trigger already. So I'm just letting you know we come up here with respect and we say what we got to say and we just be cool. But with that being said, I think we have another video and then we're gonna close it out. I really am trying to be at 2 hours, but it's just the conversation be too good sometimes, and I think BMU fell asleep on me, so I don't know what happened.
No, I got you.
Go ahead.
I got you.
And show the next video. I really want. Let me see if this. Okay, this is all right.
Well, damn.
What?
With your slick ass, I got the notification. What the hell you doing in here?
I just needed some space, that's all.
He needed some space.
That's it. What are you doing
What's
here?
funny? Because ain't nothing funny. You talking about you needed some space. Okay, space. You said you was going to stay with your mom. You going to be over your cousin's house. Why would you need a hotel and have space?
Some space away from you. We've been arguing and stuff like that.
Oh, well, somebody else has some space too, because none of this look familiar.
That's one of my friends.
What friend? I know all your friends. Name them.
Jordan. He's just one of my friends. We just drinking.
Whoa. What the hell you mean he?
He needed some space away from his people, and we decided to get a room together. What's the problem?
Okay, we all deserve each other.
What?
That is so disrespectful. Somebody, you need some space. But I knew when you said you needed some space, I knew what you really was talking about. You wanted to break up. Enjoy yourselves.
Wow. She got that room on their joint account. Because I do research on the video in case people ask. She got that room in a joint account, and you heard him say, I got the notification. Okay. And it was just that easy to get caught talking about you want some space, but you got a whole nother man in a hotel room. Hoes ain't loyal. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. If you didn't want to be with that man anymore, then speak up. There's another video, and that was the first video I sent him, and I don't know if he put it on. Is there any more videos?
No, that's it. That's the only 2 we got.
Okay, no problem. So he's
Hey Grace, in reference to that video, you know, I've seen sort of that young lady doing some skits, so I don't know how real that is, but I'm sure it is a good example of how things can happen. But as far as her and that guy, I've sort of heard and seen them do several other videos, and it's always pertaining to some form of cheating in a sense.
And I get what you're saying, Trey. A lot of these things that we see on the internet is skits, but it's skits imitating life. This is shit that really does happen, people.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why people are putting the skits out there so they can see, so we can talk about it, so we can dissect it the way we're doing right now. I mean, to tell your man that you need some space and you're going to go to your mama house and then you get the room with your joint account. I mean, how stupid can you be? So you're paying for the room, you're paying for the dick too? You couldn't even let that man get the room?
But
I mean,
that
it's just like,
it goes
go ahead,
back to what I
Tommy.
was saying earlier, Grace, where usually when you end up in that situation, there was some form of intuition coming in where something happened where you were sloppy, and then like he didn't just pop up at that hotel. You get what I'm saying? And so that's why I say even with Trey, when Trey was on earlier, I'm like, I don't know if you just popped up at that Walmart. Like it sounds like you got some information and he posted at the Walmart, and then the car showed up, you feel me, and then you kind of did what you had to do. But for a lot of men, that's kind of embarrassing that I kind of staked it out because I figured it out or whatever. But that's usually how it goes because people are sloppy. So usually it's going to be something that triggers me to go, okay, that ain't right. And then you start digging, and then you'll find out, oh, y'all supposed to be meeting up here. And then, I mean, shit, I didn't popped up where a motherfucker's supposed to be at. Oh yeah, that's what it is. You feel me? Like it is what it is. It's how it goes. So it's like what they say: women don't have intuition. She went through your phone. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you usually get sloppy. You usually did something that makes the person kind of look at you a certain way, and then after that, that's when they get to doing their investigating. Usually, if you're doing some dirt, and the other person gets to investigate, you gonna had slipped and did something. You know, you gonna had left a receipt, a message, forgot to delete, something like that, and then it just goes on from there.
And look, I'm gonna. Can you put the link down because I don't have the link, sir. I'm running a show on somebody's network. I'm gonna show y'all something else, and y'all ladies ain't gonna like me, and I'm gonna share something with y'all. Shout out to Take Heed. This is something else that I saw. This woman expected this man to eat this shit that she just served him. What? There's nothing wrong with that. Now imagine if the tables were reversed. If that was a man there, her man, with woman's bag and everything. It's the fact that us women expect men to put up with our bullshit and be okay with it. But when the man dish it out, it's World War III. It's canceling his job. It's going for his money. It's taking his kids away. It's doing all that crap. But we don't expect the same repercussions or consequences. That's what I really got out of that video too. Did you see how nonchalant she was? How she expected him to understand, oh, it's just a friend. I needed some space. You should be cool with that. Just go back home. I'll be home Sunday night. Did any of y'all pick up on that, or I'm doing too much?
But I'm gonna keep it solid with you, Grace. That's just a cheating thing. I don't think that's selective to.
Wait, I can't hear you. You gonna what?
I said I think that's. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. No, I said I think that's just a cheating thing. Like you get caught and you try to do whatever you can to get out of it. It reminds me of why did I get married? And remember he was dealing with the other chick, and and that's kind of what his deal was. What? We're just friends. Like that. I think that's just a cheating thing. Is when you get caught.
You don't think it's gender based?
No, I think when you, because I trust me, it's men out there that do the same thing. Be like, what are you talking about? She's just a friend. Like what? Like I think that's just a you got caught cheating thing. Now how can I get out of this type of thing?
Okay, so Jimmy, you up here now. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you being on the panel. What say you? What do you have to say? What do you think is so one-sided?
I guess maybe things are one-sided when it's a one-sided conversation, and you don't bring people up to join the conversation, you know? So maybe when you're talking down to people in the chat room, you must understand that is a one-sided conversation. Now, I do believe in you all, and I think you're lovely people, and that's the only thing I wish to say, you know? Maybe don't have a one-sided conversation with each other. Maybe bring people into the conversation and make the conversation be a nice conversation. And by the way, my motherfucker, and I'm sorry for swearing, let's just try and be real. And let's spread some love against one another, and let's be lovely people.
But that's not what the show is about tonight. If you know me and who I am, hold on, Jimmy. Let me respond to you. Tonight is Monday Night Mayhem on the Black Man Unfiltered. I am a content creator who is doing a show on somebody else's network. Which I don't have the controls. I have actual engineers in the back that do the control.
By the way, my lady, what do you mean by somebody else's network? Well, what do you mean by that?
Okay, so I am on the Black Man. Let me answer the question. I have my own channel, right? But a lot of us content creators do shows on other people's channels, which they turn into a network. When you have more than 2 or 3 content creators, let me finish. When you have 2 or 3 content creators doing shows on somebody else's channel, now it's the atmosphere. What's been created is a network. So I am actually, and I'm taking the time to explain this to you because I want you to understand. Oh, okay. So my theme on Monday nights is to cause mayhem. Monday Night Mayhem. So I bring a lot of uncomfortable, messy conversations on Monday nights. Yes, tonight we're talking about hoes ain't loyal. Now, if everybody wants me to talk about the men next week, I can do it. But I don't have control of who can come up on this panel right now because I'm not on my channel. Now, the link's been up there. The link is...
Baby, I guess my baby that's maybe trying to talk down to me, trying to be reasonable, try to be lovely, and just trying to be yourself.
But you shot at me first. Look at what you're saying. You're talking about this is one-sided, it's not fair, and you don't even know the flavor of the Kool-Aid. And you already telling me that it's not sweet, it's not your favorite. I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not going to allow you to shoot at me, and I'm not going to shoot back.
Yeah, we're good. She's saying, I'm sorry, sir, and she's going to bomb me in a moment. You know why? Because I'm being real. And by the way, my lovely ladiness of loveliness, try to be reasonable. Take a deep breath and maybe try and be yourself without maybe getting any networks.
I'm not mad. Trust
My
me,
name is
I'm
Jimmy.
not
I've got
mad.
3,000 subscribers on YouTube, but that doesn't mean anything really, because you know why? I'm real, and I'm here to talk to you like a man, and I'm just trying to be real. Please, just be yourself and be lovely, but the lovely lady you can be without trying to be difficult. Okay, baby? That's all I wish to say.
Okay, well, drop me a cash app then if you want me to be so lovely. Then.
No. Really,
How about since you want to lead with how many subscribers you got, and you want to peacock me, okay? So go ahead and drop a cash app and show me how serious you are, and I'll change my behavior.
Certainly be real, okay? I'm not here to maybe beg people for money, unlike yourself, by dropping the cash app, okay, baby? And that's all I need to say.
Come to my channel on Thursday night, and then we can talk more, because that'll be my official show.
I will forget about all your channel after tonight. I wouldn't remember.
Okay, well, thank you for coming up here. I appreciate you, Jimmy. You have a wonderful night. Drop, please. I'm done. Thank you. It's good to sometimes entertain, but no. And thank you for allowing me to have this because Lost, I know you keep your fingers on the trigger, but sometimes you got to go through this because you got to be ready for anything. I'm sorry that I wasn't soft and lovely. I'm still working on that, Lost. I am. It's not easy. It's not easy, boss. It's not easy. I may have to take some classes with you for real, and send me a workbook, but he had me boiling it. You could tell already. You know me well enough to know I was boiling, and I was really trying to
see
maintain.
how he's gonna handle it. That's all.
Huh?
I just want to see how he's gonna handle it. That's all.
I know you would put me to the test, right? Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what grade would you give me, sir?
I give you a C+ for letting them last that long. You had to
Why a C+?
Because
what did I do wrong?
This is your show, and you arguing back and forth with folks in the chat. Not only that, the link was already posted in chat. He wanted to aggravate and derail the conversation. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do that. Remember, this is your show.
Yeah, but I don't have control of the controls.
You should have just told him you're not invited.
But then that would seem like I'm running or I'm scared or confrontation.
No, it seems like you'll be running your show. That's the reason why Travel One is not allowed on my show. She had one time to mess up and she found out who I was. And I kicked off my show forever. That's how permanent I am. Y'all give out wrenches to fools. I don't. I only give out wrenches to people I can put my hands on.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see, guys, Embrace is learning every day from her colleagues, her friends, her family. You're never too old to learn. But I'm going to get there, Lost. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there with the soft and lovely, agenda you have for me, okay? I'm working on it, boss. I'm working on it.
Right.
I'm working on tone.
Listen, everybody don't have to be your friend.
Oh, I know. And my number one rule in YouTube is I rock with those who rock with me. If you don't want to rock with me, then go kick rocks. Because I'm not going to. And there's been times where I'm down with somebody for 2 weeks. And after that, it fizzles out. Holla. I'll see you in the street.
Here's the thing, Grace. What you have to realize is that everybody in your life don't always add value to it. You know what I'm saying? And you really shouldn't entertain those who don't add value for real. The only reason I let Travel One slide tonight because that's your homie. You know what I'm saying? I don't know him. And this your show. I said Travel One, not the RZA. That's your homie, and I let her rock out tonight. You know what I'm saying? But another time, I'd have been timed out for 24 hours.
Well, you see, I sniped somebody myself.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But the only reason Travel One got Grace tonight is because of you, and that's it. I would have been cut off.
Yeah, I know. On Tuesday nights you'll be sniping. Friday night sniping.
I will be playing.
Where's Lady D? I ain't seen her in a minute.
Here's my thing. We only have so much time to talk about a particular topic. And when we have people like that who like to troll and derail the conversation, it really doesn't help the audience. These people came for answers. These people came for entertainment. They didn't come for Travel One. If they wanted to come see Travel One, they would go to Travel One channel. But since Travel One doesn't have content and she's not brave enough to turn her camera on or even come up here and say nothing, then why should we give her any time or any shine at all? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't let them people derail your conversation. That's all I'm saying. But continue.
I hear you. I hear you, Coach. I hear you, Coach.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and close out with our final thoughts about hoes ain't loyal. We're gonna start with Tommy B, then we'll finish with Trey Ferg. We'll close out with Lost, and then I'll close it out. And then don't forget, guys, tomorrow night, Flipping Tables, Black Man Unfiltered Network. Wednesday night, shout out to JT. What we say podcast. Thursday nights is the new ladies of the BMU Network. Grown ass women, and y'all know Friday night is barbershop night. The kings of BMU on there. Saturday night is Alexis with Texas, and it is also Saturday night. Oh, Miss Jenny once a month she comes on. Sunday nights, Great Area with Groomings and Reviewings and Mr. Bennett, and of course you guys know Monday night is our Pain, and then me. That's the whole network. We got something for you every day of the week. Different topics, different people, different colors, different creed, different religions, different genders. So support the network, support the content creators. With that being said, Tommy B, I really do appreciate I'm noticing this is your second time coming up here. I appreciate your conversation and how you break things down. Go ahead and give me your final thoughts on these hoes ain't loyal.
Okay, I don't know if y'all can hear me.
We can hear you.
A little choppy. Okay. No, I would just say, like the title say, hoes ain't loyal. I think one of the biggest things that I learned in dealing with, the whole getting cheated on is don't question yourself about what you see. I think especially when you start delving in with that love word, a lot of people will see stuff, but then will talk themselves out of what they see or how they've been treated, and then you end up in a worse situation than you was in. So my thing is always, once you're in a situation where you feel like you need to look through somebody's phone or follow somebody, you essentially already know what's going on, and so from that point you need to make a decision whether you're going to leave or not, and go off of that. But my thing is just don't try to doubt what you see. That's all.
Okay, and thank you so much for coming through. I'm sure I'll see you next Monday, and you stay safe on those roads, and don't let them little ass cars cut you off. Just honk the horn, honk the shit out that horn and scare them. All right,
y'all have a good night. All right, lit, Trey.
You too. Get some rest, Tommy.
Be safe, brother.
Uncle Ferg, thank you for coming. I appreciate you because I was missing you for a minute. You was MIA for a minute. I'm like, where the hell is Trey at? So what say you on this topic? Let's wrap it up. What's up? These hoes ain't loyal.
Before I get to that, Grace, just listening and speaking in today, listening to you, you've heard a lot of stories for the second and third time.
Mm-hmm.
So take the information and just try it out and come talk about whether it worked or not, any adjustments in 90 days. Try it out for 90 days. Shout out to your son, shout out to his father. Hopefully they can create a bond that's like no other, especially in the second time of his life. As far as people being loyal, whether you're a male or female, if you want any change in your life and you've had the experience of being a cheater and unfaithful and all that, at some point you got to decide what do you want it for your life to be better. You have to. I don't care if you're 21, 41, 51. You have to decide. If you get into a relationship, after 40, hopefully you've gotten all your playing days out of the way. You're a little more stable, a little more focused. Things can change. Maybe you can, have the, what do we call it? The golden goose at the end of the road. If you're not in that space, just be honest. If you're going to cheat, just be honest. Just tell a girl or tell a man up front, look, I might sleep around. They're accepting that now. Nobody's trying to get in a marriage or something that's going to build generational wealth. So people just accepting multiple relationships if you're honest and upfront, because you know, you never know. But listen, we don't have too much time to play out here. You know, I just hope we can find a way to get it better, because regardless, whether you say the hoes ain't loyal, be loyal to yourself. Be loyal to yourself. So other than that, you know what, Grace? Appreciate it, man. So
thank you for coming. I really do appreciate all the value that you add. Thank you for coming. All right, Lit, you got it now. I know you were listening in the back and you were in the chat for a minute and then you came up. What say you? What do you have to say about these hoes ain't loyal?
Well, I'm to steal a line from one of my homeboys from Humble Dad's channel. We got to stop breaking our own hearts and stop expecting loyalty from hoes. You know what I'm saying? We already know for a fact, you know, what hoes are all about, man. Hoes all about 20 in the front and 40 in the back. You know what I'm saying? My thing is if you want a wife, you should go where the wives are. You should talk to only women who want to be wives and stop entertaining the hoes. The hoes know why they have a good time, you know, not for a long time. You know what I mean? They ain't trying to build no families. They ain't trying to build nothing. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is this: make sure that you entertain those who want to do what you want to do, and stop expecting loyalty from people who are already not built for loyalty. You know, they built for the person who goes to the highest bidder. So like I said earlier, stop breaking your own heart. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say about that, Grace. Good show tonight. Remember, this is your show. And Riz, if you keep coming back, I'm gonna kick you from the show permanently. So stop asking. We wrapping it up, brother.
Okay, so with that being said, let me go ahead and give my final thoughts. So to all of my embracers on the Black Man Unfiltered Network and to my channel, listen, cheating is detrimental to people's health. Many are left emotionally traumatized and broken, and some don't come back from it. The betrayal, the anger, the embarrassment, and broken heart can make you question everything about yourself, your relationship, and your life. So love each other, take care of each other, have the hard conversations, go to therapy, do what needs to get done to get it right. Because when we know better, we do better. And that's all I'm trying to do out here in these YouTube streets, is try to help people to know better so they can do better. Cheating hurts. Y'all hoes ain't loyal. If you don't want to be in a relationship and you want to hoe around, then say that. And shout out to JT What We Know podcast, because I don't even say I want a loyal man anymore. He taught me something that matters a lot. He said you want a man with integrity. Integrity should be above loyalty, because anybody can be loyal, but can you have integrity? Are you willing to do the right thing when I'm not present? Are you willing to back me up when somebody's dogging me out? Are you willing to rock with me and show that you rock with me when other people don't rock with me? And that's all I'm saying. Yeah, tonight was about the ladies. Tonight was about the hoes ain't loyal. If y'all want me to talk about the men, I'll do that. But I don't need to. Y'all women talk about the men enough. We're talked out. We need to talk about y'all hoes. We need to talk about the women out here not doing right, not being good mothers, not being good teachers to their children, not doing right. Because if everything was so right, we wouldn't have so much trauma in our communities. We wouldn't have so much BS going on. So with that being said, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much. I'm at 601. Picked up another one during the show. I appreciate it. Don't forget my goal. My goal is 1,000 for my birthday. So please subscribe, share, and like the shows. Thank y'all, gentlemen, for coming. See y'all next Monday. And we out.